time for Visalia Oaks Baseball, presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia on AM 1270. Brought to you in part by Budweiser, the king of beers, and by A&W Restaurants, Buckman Mitchell Insurance, Hardcore 4x4, Pacific West Wireless, your authorized agent of Singular Wireless, Auto Oil Changers, Rose Chrysler Dodge BMW, Straight from Philly Steakout, Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agents in Tulare, Gross and Stevens, and McMillan Homes. Now, here's the voice of the Visalia Oaks, Dave Sozin.
Welcome to the epicenter in Rancho, Cucamonga. Morning baseball between the Visalia Oaks and the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. The Oaks mission today, get a win out of this series. A close loss Tuesday, 3-2. Last night was ugly, a defeat by the score of 11-3. We'll see if the Oaks can straighten things out this morning and as we move along into this afternoon. On the way next, of course, the Radisson pregame show, and we'll be speaking with Brian Berry, the Oaks starting left fielder today, who was away from the organization for the second half of last year. Started this season in Nashville, came back and in his first game Tuesday night hit a home run. So we'll talk with Brian Berry coming up, tell you what's happened over the last day or so in the California League, and get you set up for today's game. The Oaks and the Quakes coming up this morning here on AM 1270.
Is this horrible noise embarrassing you? Then you need Gross & Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia. Locally owned and operated, providing professional and courteous customer service since 1928. Gross & Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia specializes in brakes, suspension, and computerized wheel alignment. Gross & Stevens will get you in and out quickly. Gross & Stevens Brake and Wheel. Give them a call. 734-4649. 734-4649.
It's not often that you find a builder with experience and resources like McMillan Homes. For 44 years, McMillan has been building great homes for California. Let them show you what thousands of McMillan homeowners know. Dedicated sales counselors and in-house mortgage officers are ready to apply their resources to help you fulfill your dreams. Visit McMillan Homes in Visalia, Tulare, Hanford, and Clovis, or on the web at McMillan.com. McMillan Homes, building with experience for the Central Valley.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Hardcore 4x4 Visalia on AM 1270. It's the Radisson Hotel Visalia pregame show with a look at tonight's game on AM 1270.
Pregame series against the Quakes, and we are here today with the left fielder today, Brian Berry, who just joined the team a couple of days ago. All he did in his first game back was hit a home run for the first run of the game for the Oaks on Tuesday night. First of all, Mr. Berry, let me ask you about what's going on with your system right now. You were in Asheville over the weekend on the East Coast. You fly all day Monday, get to Visalia for the game against Bakersfield. You're up all night, and then it looks like you're finally said, okay, we're up West Coast time, playing at night. Now it's Thursday morning, and we're out here. What's going on? Are you okay, or does that screw up your clock a little bit?
I think I'm all right because I'm a West Coast guy. I grew up, about 45 minutes down the road, so I think my clock's perfectly fine. I'm around my family now, so things are good. I'm happy to be back in Visalia, and hopefully things turn out well.
So is it strange then to be out on the East Coast then for the first month of the season?
Yeah, it was. I have never been to North Carolina, but it was a great experience for me. The coach, everybody, the fans, they treated us great out there, and the city of Asheville was a great experience, and I learned a lot from it.
So this is like a homecoming then, coming down here to play in Rancho Cucamonga to start off.
Yeah, I have buddies from out here in Rancho Cucamonga, and this is familiar territory for me. So, my friends get to come watch the games, and my girlfriend's out here to visit me. So, it's been a lot of fun, and I couldn't ask for a better situation.
All right, now today's game is set up because there's supposed to be a lot of school kids out here. I guess it's some kind of a field trip. When you were going to school, did you get to come to a baseball game in the middle of the day?
No, I sure did, and we were going to museums and stuff like that. So. These kids are very fortunate, and what a great day! Just come hang out at the ballpark and relax with all of us, and they get to watch SpongeBob SquarePants on the big screen.
What's the biggest difference with just your average run of the mill weeknight game to coming in and prepping for a game at this time of day?
Well, the main difference is, we have no BP. We just show up and pretty much cold jock it, get out on the field, and we're ready to roll. So, pretty much no BP, no infield, and we're just pretty much show up and swing it.
All right, and we've got to ask you a little bit about last season. You were with the Oaks for a couple of months, doing pretty well. You had 6 home runs, you had quite a few RBI, decided to step away from the organization altogether for a little bit. Do you feel as if things have cleared up for you and you've got whatever issue was there a little bit behind you now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was having some personal problems back then. Just whether or not I wanted to play or not. So I stepped away and figured out this is what I truly want to do. So I think, in the long run, it really helped me out because now I'm focused on my goal, and which is to get to the big leagues, and I'm ready to go. So, it turned out to be a good thing for me. Look, I'm back here again, so, it worked out well.
A couple of days ago, we talked to Stu Cole every week, the manager, and we asked him, well, have you seen that help guys and make their career go on to the majors? Or, when he's seen that happen in the past, guys take maybe a year off just for whatever reason. He said, well, he's seen it work both ways. Were you able to talk to anybody about the decision that you made and the decision to come back? Did you have anybody to go to and just kind of talk it through with?
Yes and no. I had some good baseball people around me, that I talked to and said, I didn't want to play the what if game. What if I could have made it, or what if this? So I just came back to give my all and see where this can take me. So it was pretty much just come back and see what I can do and see what can work out for me. So that's about it.
All right. Last night the bench is cleared. When's the last time you saw 2 managers arguing, starting a bench clearing incident?
It reminded me of my college days with Skip Gillespie. He was a fiery coach, and that happened. I remember a couple times with him. So it just reminded me back in the days, about 2 or 3 years ago. So it was funny, and we're almost about to get it going. So hopefully we can just play the game today, and let things happen for themselves.
Do you think that helps sometimes when a manager goes out, maybe gets thrown out, or there's some altercation like that? Can that turn a game around?
Yeah, because it shows that your manager's pulling for you and he's behind you. And I think sometimes the players get fired up from that. So I think it's definitely a good thing. And Stu's pulling for us, so that shows the players that he really cares.
All right, Brian Berry, Oaks outfielder, thank you very much, and good luck as we move along through this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back with more on the Radisson pregame show coming up on AM 1270.
And we can help you plan for your children's college education and your retirement. Bugman Mitchell Insurance is locally owned, and we're an independent agency. That means the best possible rates and the best customer service. Call Bugman Mitchell Insurance today at 733-1181. Bugman Mitchell Insurance, serving our community for over 85 years.
Life moves pretty fast, and Signature Wireless will keep you connected. Connected to coworkers, connected to family, making all you do happen much more smoothly. Last-minute changes are a reality, and Signature Wireless has a huge selection of phones and rate plans that can best fit you to help orchestrate life's little change-ups. Stay connected, stay in touch with your authorized agent of Signature Wireless with locations in Porterville, Tulare, in Hanford next to Staples, and at the Hanford Mall. On Mooney near Ryan's Place and at the Visalia Mall. Some restrictions and other monthly charges apply. Service subject to credit approval. 1 or 2 year service agreement required. See store for details.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Roto-Rooter on AM 1270.
Welcome back to the Radisson pregame show. Oaks against the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes this morning here at the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. Let's take a quick look at the Summerfield Apartments California League report. Let you know what happened yesterday in the Cal League. First of all, the Oaks lose here 11-3 to the Quakes. Bakersfield over Stockton 8-2. San Jose 8, Modesto 1. That means Modesto's lead in the Northern Division, which was once 5, is down to a game and a half over the Giants. A's are 19-14. San Jose 18-16. The Oaks are still the third-place team at 14-19, but they're 5 games out. Stockton 14-25.5 back in a virtual tie for the bottom of the division at Bakersfield. They are 13-19. The other games, Lancaster shut out Lake Elsinore 17-0, and Inland Empire shut out High Desert 8-0. Inland Empire's lead over Lancaster in the South is one game. The 66ers are 22-12. Lancaster's 20-12. And Rancho Cucamonga is the fourth-place team in the South. They're 15-17, a full 6 games back. This has been the Summerfield Apartments California League Report. When you're looking for the finest in apartment living, look to Summerfield Apartments, located near the intersection of Goshen and Acres in Visalia, featuring 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and 2-bedroom, 2-bath floor plans. Summerfield Apartments. For more information, contact Summerfield at 625-3706. Coming up, we'll have the starting lineup for these two teams in this morning's first pitch. That's next on AM 1270.
At Auto Oil Changers, 10 minutes means a lot. In 10 quick minutes, the professionals at Auto Oil Changers will change your oil and filter, lube all your fittings, as well as check and top off the rest of your vehicle's vital fluid. Auto Oil Changers with 3 locations in Visalia, at Caldwell and Demaree, on the East Main Extension, and on Tulare Avenue, plus 1 location in Tulare on East Tulare Avenue.
Auto Oil Changers, get you in, get you out, get you on the road again.
Oh, a heated discussion seems to have broken out between two baseball fans at Straight from Philly Steakhouse.
No. It's old number 5, the best ever.
Come on, Jeff. Number 32 is the best that's ever
See, the boys aren't arguing who's the best baseball player of all time. They're discussing which is the best offering on the Straight from Philly Steakhouse menu. Whether the 32 Classic Cheesesteak Special or a Cheesesteak Hoagie, you'll find your favorite of all time, too. Authentic, flown in from Philly ingredients and recipes guarantee you the real thing. Straight from Philly Steakhouse at 2520 South Mooney, across from Office Depot. Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Don Sharp Insurance and Bonding in Visalia on AM 1270. This has been the Radisson Hotel Visalia pregame show. Stay tuned for tonight's game up next on AM 1270. Visalia Oaks Baseball is on the air. Presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia on AM 1270. Brought to you locally by A&W Restaurants, Buckman Mitchell Insurance, Hardcore 4x4, Pacific West Wireless, your local agent of Singular Wireless, Auto Oil Changers, Saros Chrysler Dodge BMW, Straight from Philly Steakout Visalia, Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agents in Tulare, Gross and Stevens at McMillan Homes. Visalia Oaks Baseball on AM 1270.
Game 3 and the last of the regular season for the Oaks here in Rancho Cucamonga. Visalia is going to try and come out of here with at least one win. They haven't been able to do it last night or the night before. Let's see if we can take a look at the Family Healthcare Network starting lineup that will get that victory this morning. And we want to remind you to choose the one where family comes first, Family Healthcare Network. For the Oaks, leading off, playing in center field, Jeff Salazar. Second baseman K.J. Hendricks will hit second. Jeff Baker at third base. Bats third. Brian Peck is the first baseman, but he's hitting fourth. Sean Barker in right field. Bats fifth. Then it'll be the DH Ryan Spilborg. Brian Berry in left. Kevin Reinking, the catcher, is hitting eighth, and Hector Tenna is the shortstop. He will be batting ninth. Steve Schell, a right-hander, is on the mound for Rancho Cucamonga, and he's just about done with his warm-up tosses. So we'll bring you the Family Healthcare Network starting lineup for Rancho Cucamonga. Reggie Willits is the center fielder. He's leading off. Ramsil Melgarejo is in right, hitting second. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, will bat third. Then David Gates, the cleanup man, who is the DH. Greg Porter at first, hitting fifth. Ryan Buddy behind the plate will bat sixth. Adam Pavkovich, the third baseman, hits seventh. And Jason Sugden in left, and B.J. Weed rounding out the Rancho lineup, hitting ninth and playing at second base. Right-hander Doug Johnson will be on the mound for the Oaks. Here is the Domino's Pizza first delivery for today's game. It's outside on a fastball for ball one from Stephen Schell, and we are underway at 10:33 a.m. Domino's can make your delivery fresh and hot as Salazar swings and fouls the next one back to the screen to make it 1-1. Call Domino's in North Visalia at 732-4040 and in South Visalia at 627-8888. Domino's Pizza. Salazar, a left-handed batter, was 0 for 3 in game one. Got a hit in 5 at-bats last night. Swings and fouls the next one back to make it 1-2. Shell, of course, the right-handed pitcher for Rancho Cucamonga. Salazar's average on the year, 302. He's got 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in. And the pitch from Shell. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 up, 1 down in the first inning against Rancho Cucamonga. Salazar with a rare day off yesterday. That's right, he was 0 for 3 on Tuesday, and that did. KJ Hendricks filled the leadoff spot and went 1 for 5 last night, so he's 3 of... And he was 1 for 5 yesterday. There we go, and he had Tuesday night off. 303 average, a home run, and 15 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Pitch to Hendricks, a strike. So Shell has come out seemingly on top of his game to start this one. This is his 7th start of the year. In 34 innings before today, he's given up 37 hits, 18 runs, 17 earned, 11 walks, and 38 strikeouts. It's now 39 with a K on Salazar to start the inning. Pitch to Hendricks, misses low, and it's 1-1. Next delivery, that's low also, 2-1. And 2-1 is Shell's record. He's a 4.50 ERA. Started out the season 0-1 after 2 starts, and then has won 2 of his last 4 games with 2 no decisions mixed in there. Wins over High Desert and Inland Empire. And he throws one outside to Hendricks to make it 3-1. Shell into the windup again. The pitch right down the middle for strike 2. A full count. Jeff Baker waiting on deck. This is Shell's 3rd game against a Northern Division opponent. He's gotten no decisions at Bakersfield and here against San Jose, both times going 5 innings. Against the Giants, gave up 5 runs on 9 hits. That was April 27th. Time called. Hendricks backs away. Of course, this is a school-oriented day here in Rancho Cucamonga, which is why we are playing at 10:30 a.m. Shell with the 3-2, swing and a miss. No, a foul ball. Rolls up the first baseline, a few feet. Count will hold on Hendricks at 3-2. Our understanding is the education setup they had here in Rancho Cucamonga had things to do with reading and with math and with history, and all of it tied into baseball. 3-2, a ground ball to the right side. Diving stop by the first baseman. Flipped the Shell cover in the bag, and that's the first out of the inning. Greg Porter with a diving stop at first base. It almost looked like it was going to get through for Hendricks. KJ gets the uniform dirty right away, trying to dive into first, but he couldn't get over there on time. So Hendricks, a tough out, 3-1 to get us to the number 3 hitter, Jeff Baker, with the bases empty and 2 out. Baker's just 1 of 7 in the series. Right-handed hitter. He was DH yesterday. His first day off in the field for a couple of weeks. 2 home runs, 16 RBI. He's got a 279 season average. Shell's 1-0 is inside. 2 balls and no strikes on Baker. Stephen Shell has recorded all of his decisions at home. He's only pitched on the road twice. 2-0 pitch outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Brian Peck, the cleanup man, and the first baseman's waiting on deck. Again, just underway in Rancho Cucamonga this morning. No score. Top of the first inning. Stephen Shell for the Quakes with a 3-0 right down the middle. Baker was taking all the way. And it is 3-1. Baker's also got 6 doubles and a triple to go with his 2 home runs. 3-1 pitch to him. That's taken for a strike. 3-2. The Oaks perhaps trying to turn the luck around a little bit today, wearing the green uniform tops instead of the road grays they had for the first 2 games in this series, which, as we've told you, did not go that well. 3-2. Outside, it goes all the way to the backstop, and that's ball 4 to Baker anyhow. Tosses away the bat, heads down to first base. Visalia's first base runner. Here's first baseman Brian Peck. Peck was not in the lineup Tuesday. Yesterday went 2 for 5, including an RBI double in the 7th inning. 312 average, a home run, and 20 runs batted in. His RBI total of 20 ties him for second on the team with KJ Hendricks, who we've already seen this inning. Sean Barker, the team leader, with 22, and he's on deck. First pitch to Peck is a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. The Oaks this season 4-3 when wearing green uniform top. First they went on that 3-game winning streak and a 3-game sweep of San Jose the end of last month when they switched to green, coming off of a 4-game losing streak. Throw over to first, and Peck is back standing. This is only 2 losses in a row today, but the Oaks maybe felt they needed a little help after last night. Here comes the 1-0. Peck swings and fouls it to the very top of the screen behind home plate. 1-1. The epicenter here in Rancho Cucamonga in its 11th season. Capacity of about 6,500, including some seating they've added in each corner of the outfield, beyond the main parts of the grandstand and their picked areas. 1-2, swing and a miss. And it is now 1-2 on Brian Peck. 330 down each line, 400 to center, each power alley, 375. 1-2 pitch. Changed up, lifted in the air to center field. Back a couple of steps is Phillips, and he'll go 2 steps to his right, makes the grab, and that's the end of the inning. So no runs, hits, or errors in the top of the first. The Oaks strand 1, and we go to the bottom of the inning by Visalia 0. Rancho Cucamonga coming to the plate on AM 1270.
Hey fans, did you know that the hot dogs served at your ballpark are also served at a major league park? Winner of the famous taste test over 18 other manufacturers, Alpine was chosen best taste and healthiest product. Made in small batches with no extenders or MSG and naturally smoked slowly to retain the flavor. The good news is you can enjoy Alpine products without going to a sports chain. You'll save the flavor of Alpine meats. They're available at your local grocer. After all, anything else is just a weenie.
Home. It can be down a country lane or in a high-rise in the city. Surround yourself with your favorite things. Books, music, friends. Why not add Starbucks coffee to that list? Because the rich, distinctive taste of Starbucks coffee can be found in the grocery store. So bring it home. Brew a cup of one of our remarkable coffees. Let its rich aroma surround you and be glad you're home. Starbucks coffee at your grocery store.
If you're interested in a career in a field involving electronics, drafting, or information technology, you need to have the required knowledge and skills. Get started by calling ITT Technical Institute. ITT Tech's programs offer both classroom theory and hands-on training in a practical lab environment. For an ITT Tech brochure, call 1-800-521-0200. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Limited transferability of credits. That's ITT Tech. 1-800-521-0200.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Singular Wireless and Visalia Porterville Hanford on AM 1270.
Bottom of the first inning in Rancho Cucamonga, no score. Doug Johnson on the mound. He is trying to follow up his first victory of the season with his second victory of the season. This is his 7th start for the Oaks. 27 innings pitched, 33 hits allowed, 25 runs, 23 earned, given up. He's walked 14 and struck out 14. Has a record of 1-3, and the ERA is down to 7.67. Last time out was Saturday night in Visalia. He had 5 innings pitched with 1 unearned run allowed, and only gave up 3 hits. By far his best outing of the year. He allowed 3 hits in 4 innings on April 10th against San Jose. That's when Jason Schmidt was pitching for the Giants, but he also gave up 4 runs en route to one of his 3 losses. He's also lost in Visalia to the other 2 Southern Division opponents so far this year for the Oaks, Inland Empire and Lake Elsinore. This is only his 2nd time pitching on the road. The other one was back on April 15th. 4 1/3 innings, 4 runs, 6 hits given up in a no decision at Stockton. That was a game that the Oaks went on to win 13-9. And Stockton committed 8 errors, including 2 catcher's interference calls in that game. That was almost a 4-hour, 9-inning game. Johnson facing Matt Willett to start the first inning of the fly ball to right, caught by Sean Barker, and that's one play. Reggie Wilkes. One down. Rancho Melgareo will be the second hitter for the Quakes. Eric Ibar also due up this inning. Melgareo played in last night's game, went 2 for 4. Right fielder hitting .284 with 2 home runs and 10 runs batted in. He got his 10th RBI last night. Right-hander versus right-hander. Doug Johnson's pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Even with the way things went for Ubaldo Jimenez last night, he was charged with 6 runs, but only 2 of those earned. The starting pitching has done pretty well for the Oaks over the last week or so. Pitches inside and turns Guerrejo away. 2 balls and 1 strike. It was the defense and then later on the bullpen that failed the Oaks last night. There's one that's outside, 2-1. The 2-1 game until the bottom of the 6th inning. The Oaks, as a matter of fact, did cut the lead in half with a Ryan Spilborg home run in the top of the 6th last night. And then a couple of errors led to 6 runs in the 6th. Here's a line drive center field. Jeff Salazar comes on and makes the catch waist high. 2 down in the first. Line out by Mel Guerrejo. Here's Eric Ibar, the shortstop. Ibar 2 of 8 with a .345 season average. 2 of 8 in the series. 2 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Ibar, 3 doubles and 3 triples on the year. Switch hitter batting left-handed against the right-handed Johnson, which was outside for ball 1. Rancho Cucamonga sticking with what works. The home white uniforms this afternoon, or this morning. At this point, 1-0. Swung on and hit in the air to left field. Barry will wait on it, move 1 step to his left and make the catch. 3 batters, 3 flies to the outfield, 1 to each outfielder in the first inning, and the Quakes go in order. Second inning is next. No score in Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
The classic mushroom onion melt is back at A&W. Enjoy beefy all-American quarter-pound burgers, smothered in savory seasoned mushrooms, grilled onions, and melted Swiss cheese. Just like you remember. A&W. Love the food. Cherish the memories.
Enjoy the delicious taste of A&W with 2 locations in Visalia, 1 in Tulare, 2 in Hedford, and 1 in Exeter.
All American food,
If you're happy with the fact that your truck looks just like Grandpa's, this is it for you.
But if you want your truck to be tricked up and really cool, get to Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia. That's because Hardcore 4x4 can take that ordinary 4x4 truck, Jeep, or other off-road vehicle and turn it into something really cool. We're talking heavy-duty suspension kits, accessories, gears, and lift kits that'll have you looking over everyone else. Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension, Cross Florence Tractor Company. If you take your off-road fun seriously, Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension, Visalia.
If you're an experienced sheep herder, there's a great opportunity waiting for you. You must have 3 months experience and provide 1 verifiable reference. The monthly wage is $1,200 plus room and board. Employer provides tools, supplies, and equipment at no cost. Your duties will be to prevent animals from strain, protect flock from predators and bad weather, and assist with lambing. For complete information, contact the Job Service Employment Development Department at 124 North Irwin in Hanford. Call them at 585-3542.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Buckman Mitchell Insurance in Visalia on AM 1270.
Back for the second inning in Rancho Cucamonga. No score between the Oaks and the Quakes. Sean Barker, Ryan Spilborg, and Brian Barry will be the hitters this inning. Every time the Oaks are at home on Friday, it's a Bank of the Sierra Player Poster Night presented by Idea Printing and Graphics. First 500 fans get full-color player posters, and the player on the poster signs autographs. The first half hour, the gates are open. That's every Friday home game presented by Bank of the Sierra and Idea Printing and Graphics. Next one coming up on May 28th at 7:05 p.m. First pitch against Bakersfield. For your seats, call ahead 625-0480. Sean Barker stands in, takes ball 1 down low. He did not play on Tuesday night in the opener, and last night he was 0 for 5 and even ended the game on a 6-4-3 double play. And he takes ball 2. down low. Now his average has dipped below 300 for the first time in several days, 299. He's got 3 home runs and a team-leading 22 RBI. Right-hander against the right-handed Steve Shell. The pitch. That's there for a strike. 2-1 on Barker. Stephen Shell, a 3rd-round pick in 2001 by the Angels. Sends this one to Barker, who fouls it off on the first base side. We're even at 2-2. And this is his 2nd season here in Rancho Cucamonga. Last year, 21 starts, a 6-8 record with a 4.24 ERA. Next pitch to Barker, grounded to short. Taken by Ibar. He'll throw to first in time. 2 steps ahead of the runner. 1 out in the 2nd inning. Next batter, DH Ryan Spilborg. Spilborg is 2 of 6 in the first 2 games this week, including a home run last night. That was his first home run of the year. He's got 10 RBI and a 270 average for the season. Shell, as we said, a 3rd-round pick, his 2nd year in this league. This is his 4th year as a professional. He's only 21. Swinging a foul ball makes it 0-1 on Spilborg. Went to El Reno High School in Oklahoma, actually born in Longview, Texas. Curveball comes inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Spilborg with a little bit of an open stance. The pitch from Shell, swing and a miss. 1-2 on the Visalia DH. Brian Perry, the left fielder, and a left-handed hitter waits on deck. Shell with the 1-2 offering, swung on and missed. Came back with the heat again and blew it right past Spilborg. 2 away, 2nd strikeout for Steve Shell. And here's Brian Perry. Perry's playing for the Oaks for just the 2nd time this year. And he was 1 for 3 on Tuesday with a home run. 1 homer, 1 RBI, 333 batting average. We heard from him, of course, during the Radisson pregame show today. And the pitch to Berry's there for a strike, 0-1. Began the season with the Asheville Tourists. South Atlantic League, 0-1 pitch, popped up. Left center field. Coming in as the center fielder Willits. He will give way to the left fielder Sugden, who makes the grab, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Stephen Shell against the Oaks. Bottom of the 2nd up next. No score in Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
Idea Printing and Graphics is a proud sponsor of Visalia Oaks Baseball. Not only are they the area's largest commercial quick printer, but the only one capable of in-house production of virtually everything you need printed, from business cards to billboards. Whether you want the simplest black and white flyer or full-color brochures, custom vehicle graphics, or a 30-foot trade show display, Idea Printing and Graphics is your one-stop full-service source for everything printed. Call them at 733-4149 or visit them at VisaliaIdea.com or 2 blocks east of the DMV at 1921 East Main Street in Visalia.
What you hear is the sound of cows that were rejected by the new branding iron steakhouse in Tulare. They didn't have what it takes to get branding iron steak juicy and flavorful. On the other hand, that is the triumphant sound of those select cows that qualify to be a branding iron cow. They're always looking for a few good cows. The branding iron, open for lunch and dinner, serving the best steak, pork ribs, and rotisserie chicken you've ever had at a price that will make you cheer. You should hear how excited the chickens and pigs get.
The Branding Iron Steakhouse, Tulare's best-kept secret for great food, is fast becoming a favorite for diners from Visalia, Porterville, Exeter, and elsewhere. For a special occasion or just a great meal, make it your favorite too, soon. Don't forget the J Street Bar for live music every weekend by up-and-coming rock bands from throughout California. The Branding Iron Steakhouse and J Street Bar on J Street in Tower Square, Tulare.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by the Sunalt Eye Institute in Tulare on AM 1270.
Bottom of the 2nd inning here at the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. No score between the Oaks and the Quakes. David Gates, Greg Porter, and Ryan Buddy will be hitting for Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks adopted charity of 2004 as the Visalia Emergency Aid Council. You can make donations to Visalia Emergency Aid through the Oaks office at Recreation Park, 440 North Giddings Street. And contributions of non-perishable food items are good for $1 off, or up to half off per ticket on admission to Sunday games. And donations of gently worn clothing items are good for half off straight up of general admission and grandstand reserve seating at Sunday games. So help out Visalia Emergency Aid and make your contribution to the Oaks. Call 625-0480 for more information or to order tickets, or just stop by the Oaks office, again, 440 North Giddings Street in Visalia, right there at Recreation Park. Doug Johnson against cleanup man David Gates. The pitch is picked out of the dirt by catcher Kevin Ryan King. Ball one. Gates, right-handed hitter, and the cleanup man. And Gates hit sixth in the lineup on Tuesday, went 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles. Pitch to him here, outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Last night back in the cleanup role, got a hit. 3 of 8 in this series now. He is tied for third in the league with 8 home runs. He is third in the, or actually tied for the league lead with 17 extra base hits. He's also got 9 doubles. 2-0 pitch to him outside, 3-0. He's third in the league in slugging percentage at .614. He is fourth in the California League with 27 runs batted in. And 9 doubles puts him in the top 10 in that category, too. And he pokes this one down the left field line. If it is a fair ball, it's not. The Oaks would have had plenty to worry about. Hit off of the wall in foul territory down the left field line. The wall outside of the foul poles here might only be about 8 feet high. It looks like where it's fair, it's 10 feet all the way around with a yellow stripe across the top. And out and left, there's an extra tier of fence with some signs on it. Doubles the appearance of the wall in height. There is a pitch that's outside for ball 4, and Doug Johnson has allowed his first base runner of the afternoon. Walks David Gates on 5 pitches. First baseman Greg Porter coming up next. He's 5 of 9 in the first 2 games of this series, and made a diving play to rob K.J. Hendricks of a hit in the first inning of this game. .319 average, a home run, and 15 runs batted in. Porter, left-handed batter all the way. From Roanoke, Texas, a 45th round pick by the Angels in 2001. This is down low, ball 1. Don't see too many of those making it to high A. And he's playing well this year. Porter last season was in Cedar Rapids, low A in the Midwest League. He hit .305 there in 79 games. 1-0 pitch to him outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Porter. Gates at first, Porter at the plate, no score. Bottom of the second inning this morning here in Rancho Cucamonga. Doug Johnson with the pitch. That's a strike. 2-1. Johnson retired the side on just 6 pitches in the first inning. 3 fly balls to the outfield. Here in the second, he's fallen behind each of the first 2 hitters. Throw to first. Gates gets back. And he's behind 2-1 in the current batter, Porter. David Gates only has 1 stolen base this season, and he's only tried twice. 1 for 2. 2-1 pitch, hit it back to the mound off the leg of Johnson and past 10 of the shortstop into center field. Salazar picks it up, throws into second, and that would be a hit, the first of the game for Rancho Cucamonga, or for either team. And it was nearly stopped. Jeff Baker, the Oaks third baseman, comes over and gives Johnson a pat on the behind for that one. That went off of Johnson's leg. And Tenna, who was coming in towards second base to play it as if it was going to roll straight up the middle, had to backtrack and couldn't get back to his original spot to make the play in time. So Gates moves from first to third. Porter on with the hit. And hopefully that's not an omen showing that the poor fortunes for the Oaks will continue this morning. There's a strike. 0-1 on Ryan Buddy, the catcher. Buddy was the DH last night, went 2 for 3. 247 average on the year. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Peck holding the runner at first, Greg Porter. Porter's without a stolen base this year in 2 tries. Throw over to first, and Porter back standing. 7 stolen bases for Rancho Cucamonga in last night's game. And a couple of them came with a 5-run lead or more. And as a result of that, Stu Cole, the Oaks manager, took a little exception. Here's a monster shot foul down the left field line. 0-2 on Buddy. Both benches cleared last night in the 7th inning as Rancho Cucamonga was in the process of adding 3 runs to their lead, and it was 11-2. Shouting match between Stu Cole and the Quakes manager, Bobby Meacham, across the field from one another. 0-2, swing and a miss. For strike 3, foul tipped into the glove of Ryan King. Buddy is out, number 1 in the 2nd inning. That's the first strikeout for Doug Johnson right when he needed it. Now a double play ball can get the Oaks out of the inning. But here is Adam Pavkovich. Pavkovich 1 for 6 in the series. He's hitting .250 with a home run and 15 RBI. Another right-hander to face the right-handed Doug Johnson. Runners at the corners with 1 out in the 2nd. No score. Oaks infield stays a double play depth. KJ Hendricks just a couple steps in for the outfield grass at 2nd. Hector Tenna medium deep is a shortstop. Same depth for Jeff Baker, the 3rd baseman. The pitch swung on and fouled to the netting. Behind the plate, 0-1. Screen here in Rancho Cucamonga goes from dugout to dugout. And in the past, when they built the stadium, all of the seating beyond that, which is maybe a third of the way from home plate up each baseline, it was just open to anything flying in there. 0-1. That misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. But since then, they've added some netting that's maybe enough to stand up behind. Probably 4 feet above the cement wall, which is already about 3 feet high. And that protects at least the first couple of rows of spectators all the way down on both sides of the stadium. That includes those sitting behind the dugout. Throw to first, back standing up, Greg Porter. Johnson with the 1-1 to Pavkovich. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and popped up. This is foul. 3rd base side. Jeff Baker makes the catch, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Back to first goes Greg Porter. So 2 down, and Johnson is that much closer to getting out of the inning. Next batter, Jason Sugden. Sugden, the left fielder, 1 for 3 when he played on Tuesday. Sat out last night's game. 227 average for the year. He's without a home run, has a double and 5 runs batted in. This is Sugden's 17th game for the Quakes. And Rancho Cucamonga's 33rd game on the year. The pitch from Johnson, swung on and missed. Sugden, switch hitter, batting left-handed. Runner at first, Greg Porter. David Gates is at 3rd. 2 down, scoreless game. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Johnson checks 3rd. 0-1 pitch inside. Sugden has to stay out of the way of that one, moving his body back a little bit. 1-1, and you are listening to Visalia Oaks Baseball, presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia, KJUG-AM Tulare. Dave Scozen here at the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga this morning, and our engineer at the K-Jug Studios is Casey Chapman today. 1-1. Nope. Throw to first. Porter gets back. One hit in the game, and it belongs to the man at first, Greg Porter, Quakes first baseman. Hit it off of the leg of Oaks pitcher Doug Johnson a few moments ago, 2 outs ago. Porter running again. This one's bounced up the middle. Tena takes it, steps on the bag for the force just before Porter slides in, and that's the end of the inning. So a fielder's choice, 6 unassisted to end the inning. And the Quakes strand a pair in the second, get the game's first hit, no runs. We go to the third, 0-0 tie on AM 1270.
When it's time to buy or sell your home, hit one out of the park with Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. They specialize in residential, HUD, and investment property. For all your real estate needs, there's only one place to go. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, located at 141 North K Street in Tulare. Call them today and see why everything they touch turns to sold. 688-1800. 688-1800. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent.
Now, what could be more fun than owning and driving a new Dodge truck, a new Chrysler Caravan, or PT Cruiser? How about a Jeep? All in stock now at Soros Motors. Check out the full line of quality Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep vehicles over at Soros. The selection, the financing options, and service after the sale are what make this hometown dealership tops. Get over and see what the fun is all about at Soros Motors right here in Visalia on Moody Boulevard. Soros Motors and the Visalia Oaks, a winning combination.
Hi, this is Mike O'Neill, and for many students, learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Through internships and job shadowing at businesses like your John Deere dealer, Lawrence Tractor, they learn the importance of education and career possibilities, such as maintenance and repairs on John Deere tractors, inventory control in the parts department, sales, and in public relations. School-to-career partners like Lawrence Tractor, they're dedicated to helping students understand their opportunities for tomorrow's careers. To learn more about school-to-career, call the Tulare County Office of Education, 733-6101.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by the Glass Shop in Visalia on AM 1270.
It's the third inning in Rancho Cucamonga. Still no score between the Oaks and the Quakes. 8-9-1 in the Visalia lineup. Coming up, Kevin Reinking, Hector Tena, and Jeff Salazar. Reinking, the catcher, takes ball one down low from Stephen Shell. Shell is retired the last 4 Oaks hitters. The only man to reach base, Jeff Baker, who drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch in the first inning. Swing and a miss. Reinking swings through the fastball. It's 1-1. This is Reinking's first at-bat of the series. He's hitting 176. No home runs and 2 runs batted in. Pitch from Shell. Down low. Reinking thought about it. Moved the bat a little bit, but held up. 2-1 is the count. Got today's game and then 24 hours off before playing in Lancaster tomorrow night. There's a swing and a foul ball out of play. 2-2 on Reinking. Again, this is the last time the Oaks will play here in Rancho Cucamonga during the regular season. The wonderful new California League schedule format implemented last year sets that up. There's a swing and a foul ball out of play. 6 games against the Quakes and everybody else in the South. 28 or 27 against the likes of Bakersfield, Stockton, Modesto, and San Jose. 28 or 27 each. And 6 each against Rancho Cucamonga and the other 4 Southern Division teams. There's a ground ball back to the mound. Stopped by the feet of Shell. He picks it up off the dirt, throw to first in time. He kind of turned just to stay out of the way. He got caught up in his feet anyway. Stopped right there on the front of the mound, and he has the play at first to retire Reinking. 5 in a row set down. 1 down in the third. Here's shortstop Hector Tena. Tena has been one of the best hitting Oaks over the last week or so. Had another hit last night, went 1 for 4, so he's 3 of 8 in the series. Moved back down to the number 9 spot with both Salazar and Hendricks playing in today's game. Tena swings and grounds this one through the left side, a base hit. So Hector Tena keeps it going. He has the Oaks' first hit in the game this afternoon. 1 on, 1 out, and we're back to the top of the order in the aforementioned Jeff Salazar. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging to start the game. 0 for 3 2 days ago. Hector Tenna over at first with a 2.5-step lead. Oaks trying to be the first on the scoreboard in today's game. Throw over to first and Tenna gets back. Hector does not have a stolen base this year. He's been caught trying to steal twice. Double play depth for the Rancho Cucamonga infield. They're also guarding against the bunt with the third baseman Pavkovich playing in. A pitch out. And nothing doing. Ball 1 to Salazar. Boy, they're really concerned about Hector Tenna trying to get up and run. It's Jeff Salazar at the plate with 8 steals and KJ Hendricks on deck with 9. Who have been the guys running for the most part for the Oaks this year. Next pitch, miss low. It's 2-0 on Jeff Salazar. 1 down, 3rd inning, 1 on. Tenna with a 3-step lead. Pitch from Shell. That's there for a strike. 2-1. Tenna, who just got the hit. And Salazar, who's at the plate. A couple of guys in opposite direction. Salazar over his last 4 games hitting just .235. The pitch to the left-handed batter is swung on and driven to center field. Back goes Willits to the warning track. He will pull it in. And Tenna was all the way to second and has to go back to first. Reggie Willits couldn't have been more than a couple of steps from the wall in straightaway center field when he pulled that one in. But Salazar is just along out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. That'll bring up KJ Hendricks. 0 for 1 with a ground to first. Hendricks, switch hitter to bat left-handed, wearing the batting gloves today. Sometimes you see Hendricks without the batting gloves, more often than not, but today he's got them on. The pitch. Fun shown, he pulls back. Inside for ball 1. Last night's loss seemed to be taken especially hard by the team. It was a quiet ride back to the hotel from the stadium, and it just seemed as if it was another case where the team was shaking their head. Tenna with a couple of steps, but he's not running. Pitch outside to Hendricks, and it's 2-0. Some of the comments around the clubhouse were that it just seems like they're doing everything right. Things are just not going in their favor. 2-0 pitch downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. And it wasn't as if the Oaks were really slumping coming into the series, including Tuesday's loss. The team had been winning every other game for a week and a half, so they were holding steady. But holding steady about 3 or 4 games under 500. 3-0. Inside ball 4. Hendricks draws the walk. Tenna moves on to second. And that puts 2 on with 2 out in the 3rd. And here is Jeff Baker. Baker walked in the 1st inning. And is still 1 of 7 in the series. Out to the mound for Rancho Cucamonga, pitching coach Keith Comstock. That gives us a moment to let you know about the Oaks fundraiser program. Here's how it works. Bring your nonprofit group to a baseball game and let them have a really good time in a family-oriented environment and raise some money for the group at the same time. Purchase grandstand reserve seating at $6 a piece. That's the regular price. Sell each ticket for $6 a piece. Then after the event passes, every ticket originally bought from the Oaks means a $3 donation back to the organization. So you're making half the money on every ticket you buy up front. Not a bad deal. Have your nonprofit get together and figure out a date. Call the Oaks to set it up. Visalia Oaks fundraiser, 625-0480. Conference on the mound over. Here's Jeff Baker. Pitch from Steve Shell is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. KJ Hendricks at first. Hector Tenna at second. Each team with a hit, no runs yet. We're in the top of the third inning in Rancho Cucamonga this morning. And Education Day here in Rancho Cucamonga. Jack of second, Tennant with a 4-step lead. Shells 1-0 is on the outside edge for a strike. 1-1. Rancho Cucamonga with the win yesterday, putting together 2 wins in a row. It's the first time that's happened since April 26th and 27th, when they beat San Jose twice in a row here. Swinging a foul ball out of play. 1-2. The Oaks haven't won 2 in a row since sweeping a doubleheader at home against Stockton May 1st. 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quakes had a long beginning to the season. They did not play on the opening day for most of the league, April 8th. They opened on April 9th and then didn't have an off day until this past Monday. So that's 31 in a row for Rancho Cucamonga. There's called strike 3 on Baker. Frozen on the 2-2 curveball from Shell. And that's all for the Oaks in the third. No runs. They get their first hit. No errors, but 2 are left on base. And we go to the bottom of the third. 0-0 tie in Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
18. 19.
What are you pressing there?
300.
That's just like lifting 5 bags of cement.
Why would I want to do that?
Exactly. Why would you? At Osh, you don't have to lift anything heavy. We have pull tags you take to the counter and a place to pull your car in where we load heavy and bulky stuff for you.
Okay.
I work at Osh.
The answers are out there. We'll help you find them. Osh, complete hardware and garden.
Are you ready to hit the road for vacation, but your trailer needs a little suspension help? Whether it be your utility trailer, camp trailer, or RV. Well then, you need to call Gross & Stevens Brake & Wheel in Visalia. Gross & Stevens offers custom U-bolts, fenders, springs, jacks, brakes. Well, you know the suspension needs for your trailer. If you've got the fever for traveling in your camp trailer or RV, then call Gross & Stevens Brake & Wheel in Visalia. 734-4649. 734-4649.
You may not think about it every day, but unless you're on a city system, a pump brings water to your faucet. Now, if the pump quits producing water, pick up the phone and call Solt's Pump and Equipment Company in Tulare. They provided Valley Farms and residences with pump service, installation, and repairs for over 55 years. Plus, Solt's Pump also manufactures Lassen pumps and turbine pumps for pressure or irrigation and many other items. When pumps are a problem, remember Solt's Pump Company, 2873 West Inyo in Tulare.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Cellular Plus Paging in Hanford on AM 1270.
Scoreless tie going to the bottom of the third inning in Rancho Cucamonga. Doug Johnson's given up 1 hit and 1 walk through the first 2 innings. We'll see how he does here in the third. Number 9 hitter will be leading off, B.J. Weed, then Reggie Willits and Rancel Melgarejo. Lead 3 of 6 in the first 2 games of the series as Johnson completes his warm-up monsters right there. Every Tuesday home game for the Oaks is an Osh 2 for Tuesday. Here's what you need to do. Go to Osh on Walnut near Moody in Visalia. Do it right now. And stop by there, pick up a voucher good for 2 grandstand reserved or general admission tickets for the price of 1 at any Tuesday home game. Bring it to the ballpark and get just that. 2 tickets for the price of 1 for any Tuesday. Next time the Oaks are at home on Tuesdays, next week, 6:35 p.m. first pitch against Stockton. Call for ticket information, 625-0480. Johnson with the pitch to Weed. Swung on him, bounced to third baseman Jeff Baker. Takes the high hop throw to first. It's low, and it gets away from Brian Peck. That would be an error charged to the third baseman, Jeff Baker. So Weed coulda, shoulda, would have been out number 1. Instead, he's on first with nobody out in the third inning. Not what the Oaks wanted to do. The leadoff man was on last inning. Ended up stranded at third. Now we're back to the top of the order, and Reggie Willits, he swung at the first pitch of the game coming from Doug Johnson and flied it out to right field. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Oaks infield moves back into double play position. Baker still looking down at his bare hand, his throwing hand. Throw over to first and back with a head-first dive goes Weed. Usually, the first baseman, including Brian Peck, will pick a ball like that out of the dirt, but in most cases it's on just one hop. That was about a two-hopper, and Peck just couldn't scoop it out. There's a bunt try, popped up. Ryan King can't catch it. He dropped the mask and the helmet and hurried up, but he couldn't get to it. It landed about 25 feet from the plate, and Ryan King was about 20 feet from the plate when it hit foul. 0-1 on Willits. So he showed bunt and tried to bunt on the first pitch. Baker at third, playing in on the edge of the grass. We'll see if he charges here. Johnson with a throw to first, and Weed gets back. DJ Weed with 5 stolen bases and 6 attempts. The only time he's been caught stealing was a couple of days ago against the Oaks. 3-step lead. Peck holding the run. Willits showing bunt again. The pitch is a fastball outside. Willits pulled back, and it's 1-1. Baker had started to charge in with the bunt shown. Ryan King came out of the crouch that time and looked to first. Pump but no throw. Johnson with the 1-1. Try, no, inside. Willits jumped out of the way, kept the bat head out there, but they call it ball 2. 2-1. This is the 3rd year in a row that the Oaks have been here for a mid-season, midweek day game. 2-1, grounded on the right side with a runner going. That's through for a base hit. Barker up and throwing to third. It's offline and gets past to the tarp. Moving on to second goes Reggie Willits. So it's a single. Move to second on the throw. Weed goes from first to third, and there's 2 in scoring position for the Quakes with nobody out here in the 3rd inning. Well, with Weed running, it was going to be tough for Barker to have any kind of a play at third. He gave it a shot. It was offline up the left field line. But in doing so, gave up the chance for a double play and allowed Willits to move on to second. Now the Oaks are not in a double play situation. First base is open for Rancho Melgarejo, right-handed batter, swing and a miss. 0-1. Melgarejo with a .284 average. He went 2 of 4 last night, 0 for 1 today with line out to center field. 0-1. He is a free swinger, that's for sure. Melgarejo coming off the disabled list on Tuesday, did not play then. He came into the game Wednesday last night. And he's the man that hit the ball to third that went for a 2-base error, put the Quakes up 4-1. There's a ground ball to second taken by Hendricks. Throw to first in time, but the run scores. It's 1-0 Rancho Cucamonga. B.J. Weed comes in from third. That's an unearned run. Over to third is Willits. Melgarejo with an RBI on the out for 3. One away for shortstop Eric Ibar. Ibar is 0 for 1 with the fly to left in the first inning. Now 2 of 9 in the series. Rancho Cucamonga. Pitch to Ibar, fouled away. It's 0-1. Had their off day Monday. They will welcome Inland Empire to the Epicenter beginning tomorrow night. A 3-game series for this weekend. 66ers, the division leaders in the South, at 22-12 on the year. Oaks infield brought all the way into the edge of the grass. The 0-1 pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Everybody playing a foot or two behind the cut of the grass. With the runner Willits at third. Ibar at the plate. Trying to keep a second run from scoring this inning. 1-0 Rancho Cucamonga in the third. 1-1. Swinging a foul back. 1-2. And And there's one out here in the third inning. The DH, David Gates, who is among the league leaders in many categories, waiting on deck and noticeably absent from the lineup today. It's the league leader in home runs and RBI, Michael Napoli. He caught the first two games of the series. 1-2, swinging a foul back. Still 1-2. Napoli has caught 13 games for Rancho Cucamonga. He's also played first base 9 times. But the way Porter's been hitting the ball in this series, tough to take him away from first base. Porter's 6 of 10 against the Oaks. 1-2. Swinging a bouncer foul. Again, back to the screen. So we will do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 seasons ago, the Oaks were here for an afternoon game in July. I believe that was just a 1 o'clock game at the end of July. I don't think that was a 10:30 a.m. game. 1-2 pitch. Inside, it hit him. Ibar's on base. And it was Eric Ibar who was at the plate last night when both benches cleared, and Taft Cable threw behind him. And Stu Cole and Bobby Meacham, Oaks manager, Quakes manager, respectively, started arguing with one another. And the umpires warned both benches that Ibar was behind in the count 1-2, and questionable whether Johnson would put him on purpose. Probably not, to get to David Gates of all people. Gates with a walk in the second inning, 8 home runs, 9 doubles, 27 RBI. He's hitting .287 and is 3 of 8 in the series. At least now this is a double play situation. Gates takes the second out of the batter's box as Bobby Meacham flashes signs to Gates. And Ibar at first, and to Willits at third. Hit by pitch. Throw over to first, and Ibar is back. 1 in, 2 on, 1 out, third inning. Oaks down a run. Trying to keep this game from slipping away. But again, it is only the third inning. We're moving right along until the bottom of this inning. Time-wise, that is. Another throw to first. Back with the dive goes Ibar. 3 hours and 22 minutes to play to an 11-3 loss to the Quakes last night. That is way over the season average, but somehow didn't seem that out of the ordinary for the Oaks, the way things have gone this year. Runner goes, pitches inside, throw to second is not in time. Hendricks took it out in front of second base and couldn't make the sweep tag on Ibar. So that's a stolen base, and the Quakes are off and running again. 7 steals yesterday. That's another one today. Eric Ibar with his 16th stolen base of the year, and that's his 5th in this series. In the meantime, it's 1-0 on David Gates. 2 in scoring position. The Oaks infield comes back in to crowd the infield. Everybody a step behind the cut of the grass. 1-0. The pitch, line to left field. On the run is Barry toward the line. He won't get it. Drops for a base hit. And the throw comes to third, run scores. It's 2-0. Willits held up at third in case the ball was caught. Ibar goes from second to third. RBI single for David Gates. His 28th run batted in. 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga. And things are not looking up right this second. But it's early. Keep saying that about the season. We'll say it about this game, too. It's early. It's early. Third inning. Greg Porter. Single to center in the second. I guess the thing to look at is just the fact that the Oaks have managed only 5 runs in the first 2 games of this series against a team with a losing record. although they're close to not having a losing record anymore. There's a foul ball hitting off of one of the support wires holding up the netting behind the plate. One of the cables on the third base side. It's 0-1. A bright and sunny day in Rancho Cucamonga. 0-1. Swung on and hit foul to the third base side. 0-2. Very visible to our left is the mountain, which divides what they call the Inland Empire here. Somewhat connected to the Los Angeles basin from the high desert to the north. 0-2 pitch. Outside, that mountain off to our left, beyond left field, but you can still see plenty of particulates in the air between us and the mountain. And I think that mountain's bigger and closer than the Sierras are to Visalia. 1-2. Inside corner, called strike 3. Porter can't believe it. He turned out of the way of that one. Thought he had ball 2, and then turns back to look at the home plate umpire, David Rackley, and says, "Are you kidding me?" That's strike 3, though. And the second strikeout for Doug Johnson. 2 away, 2 in, and 2 still on base here in the third. And here's the 7th man to bat in the inning, Ryan Budde. Rackley, David Rackley, is the umpire behind the plate. On the bases, it's Will Robinson. Umpires, of course, presented by Visalia optometrist Dr. Stephen Sarens. From treatment and management of eye diseases, comprehensive eye exams, and glasses in 1 hour, Dr. Stephen Sarens has many ways to help you see better than the umpires. Call him for an appointment. We'll tell you how after the pitch to Ryan Budde, which misses inside for ball 1. The number for Dr. Stephen Sarens' Visalia office is 737-9690. That's 737-9690, where you can just stop by. He is located in the Costco Shopping Center on South Mooney Boulevard in Visalia. Optometrist Dr. Stephen Sarens. 1-0. Line down the left field line. That's foul. Into the picnic area. Count goes even at 1-1. Buddy's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging last inning. Once again, 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Final game of this 3-game series. Education Day with the 10:33 a.m. start. Much less behind than they are in most cases getting games started here in Rancho Cucamonga. Doug Johnson's next pitch swung on and missed. Like Buddy was a little bit out in front of that one. 1-2. Runner at third, Eric Ibar. He was hit by a pitch, stole second, and moved up on a hit by David Gates, who was at first. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled down the right field side. This will get out of play. Clank off of the covering of the concessions building that services the right field picnic area. 1-2. Johnson with the 1-2 pitch to Buddy. Swung on and grounded sharply to third. Baker will take it, go to second for the force. Taken by Hendricks a step ahead of the sliding gates, and that's the end of the inning. But Rancho Cucamonga strikes first. They get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error in the inning, and 2 are left on base. We played 3, Quakes 2, Visalia nothing on AM 1270.
At Auto Oil Changers, 10 minutes means a lot. In 10 quick minutes, the professionals at Auto Oil Changers will change your oil and filter, lube all your fittings, as well as check and top off the rest of your vehicle's vital fluid. Auto Oil Changers with 3 locations in Visalia, at Caldwell and Demaree, on the East Main Extension, and on Tulare Avenue, plus 1 location in Tulare on East Tulare Avenue.
Auto Oil Changers, get you in, get you out, get you on the road again.
making all you do happen much more smoothly. Last-minute changes are a reality, and Singular Wireless has a huge selection of phones and rate plans that can best fit you to help orchestrate life's little change-ups. Stay connected. Stay in touch with your authorized agent of Singular Wireless with locations in Lemoore, Sanger, Reedley, as well as Coalinga. Some restrictions and other monthly charges apply. Service subject to credit approval. 1 or 2 year service agreement required. See store for details.
Listen this Sunday as Pastor Bob Metcalf from Tulare First Baptist Church shares some insight for practical living from God's Word, the Bible. This Sunday, Pastor Bob begins a new 4-part series designed to help us see life from God's point of view, which is so much better than our limited one. In the first message, we'll consider God's view of you as it's revealed in the pages of the Bible. This Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 here on Classic Hit Country, AM 1270.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Tom Wright, your local State Farm agent, Porterville, on AM 1270.
2-0. The Oaks are trailing as we go to the top of the 4th inning. 4, 5, and 6 of the Visalia order coming up. Brian Peck, Sean Barker, and Ryan Spilborg. Only hit of the day belonging to the number 9 batter, Hector Tena. That came with 1 out last inning. Your youth baseball or softball team can be on the field with the Oaks for a few minutes before a game. Be introduced over the public address system. 12 players and 3 coaches. What we're talking about is the CBS 47 Baseball Buddies team. And that program entitles your team to get in for free for general admission seating, just $1 apiece for grandstand reserve. And it's up to 12 players and 3 coaches. Friends and family of the team get in for $2 discounts per ticket. So contact the Oaks to reserve your date for the CBS 47 Baseball Buddies program. Could be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for that youth baseball or softball team of yours. 625-0480 is the number to call. Ryan Peck at the plate takes the strike, and then another one. It's 0-2. Peck fly to center on a 1-2 pitch to end the first inning. So he's 0 for 1 this afternoon, or this morning, because we're not into this afternoon yet. I'll figure that out at about 12:05. There's a ground ball to short. Backhand by Ivar. Throw to first. A little low, but a good stretch by Porter, the first baseman. They get Peck by a step and a half. 1 down in the 4th. About 70 degrees at game time today here in Rancho Cucamonga, but it's supposed to be a lot warmer than it has been all week. It's supposed to be about 86, and you could tell just being out on the field this morning that the sun was feeling hotter than it had. And it'll probably be pretty warm by the time this game wraps up early this afternoon. Here's Sean Barker, 0 for 1. He grounded to short to start the second inning. Right-handed hitter against the right-handed Steve Shell. The pitch, a breaking ball that drops right in for a strike over the inside edge. 0-1. Shell, 1 hit, 2 walks given up. 3 strikeouts through 3 1/3. Throws one over the outside edge. It's 0-2. Now Barker will have to protect the plate. Next pitch on the way. That's too low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shell with another windup. And this pitch swung on and fouled off of Sean Barker's foot. It dribbled back out toward the mound, but the count will just hold at 1-2. Next 2 games for the Oaks will start a little sooner than normal for a Friday and a Saturday. 6:30 p.m. starts in Lancaster as opposed to the traditional 7 o'clock or 7:05. So for tomorrow night, Saturday night, Radisson pregame show will begin at 6:22. 1-2 pitch. Taken inside. 2-2. Barker even in the count against Shell. Shell, the right-hander, with the 2-2. Called strike 3. That was on the inside corner, so maybe the pitch before that was a little too high or a little too low. Probably higher rather than lower because that one was a little further inside. So Barker is out number 2 in the 4th inning. He is Shell's 4th strikeout victim. Bases are empty for Ryan Spilborg. Spilborg is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging in the second. Right-handed batter. Shell's pitch. There for a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. No word yet on whether Jason Frome might be with Lancaster this weekend. There's a swing and a foul ball out of play. 0-2. Jason Frome, of course, traded from Colorado to Arizona earlier this week to make room for the Oaks' pair of roster changes. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. So Spilborg strikes out twice in his first 2 at-bats, and the Oaks go in order for the second time today. Bottom of the 4th, next 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
When you let Bugman Mitchell Insurance give you a quote on personal and business insurance, Bugman Mitchell offers everything from home and auto to workers' comp to group health insurance, and we can help you plan for your children's college education and your retirement. Bugman Mitchell Insurance is locally owned, and we're an independent agency. That means the best possible rates and the best customer service. Call Bugman Mitchell Insurance today at 733-1181. Bugman Mitchell Insurance, serving our community for over 85 years.
Toyota owners, roll into summer with great tire service offers at your participating Toyota dealer. And keep rolling all year long with free gas from Toyota. That's right, Toyota is giving away free gas for a year to 12 lucky winners. Just come into your participating Toyota dealer, where you get the very best competitively priced service performed by Toyota trained technicians using genuine Toyota parts. Come in today and enter the sweepstakes.
No purchase necessary. Ends May 31st, 2004. Void where prohibited. Open to legal U.S. residents 18 or older with valid driver's license only. Void in Hawaii. Official rules at Toyota.com/owners.
You know you ought to check your credit report.
But I just don't have time.
I have to clean out the garage.
And take the kids to the doctor.
And balance my checkbook.
And take the dog to the vet. And mow the lawn. And do the grocery shop. And call the
Stop. Look, if you haven't checked your credit report, now there's a fast, easy solution. Just log on to freecreditreporttoday.com, and we'll show you how to find out instantly, right online, what's in your credit report. So don't say,
I'm just too busy.
Log on to freecreditreporttoday.com right now.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Jim Parsley, your local State Farm agent Visalia on AM 1270.
Bottom of the 4th inning, a 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga lead over the Visalia Oaks. 7, 8, 9 coming up in the Quakes order. Adam Pavkovich, Jason Sugden, and B.J. Weed will be the hitters. Budget car and truck rental rally towels are headed to Recreation Park. First 500 fans will be given those rally towels when the Oaks host the Bakersfield Blaze Saturday, May 29th. That's in just a couple of weeks. A 7:05 p.m. first pitch for that game. One of the most interesting, usually pretty exciting evening, as many of the Saturdays have been this year, with plenty of big crowds on hand so far. 5 sellouts for the Oaks this year. 3 of the 4 Saturdays at home have been sold out. So get your tickets ahead of time. 625-0480. Budget car and truck rental rally towel night Saturday, May 29th at Rec Park. 7:05 p.m. first pitch against Bakersfield. Adam Pavkovich takes ball 1 from Doug Johnson. Right-hander versus right-hander. The pitch is there for a strike. It's 1-1. Pavkovich 0 for 1 with a pop out in foul territory to third baseman Jeff Baker. That came in the second inning. Quakes with both of their runs so far today in the bottom of the 3rd. Johnson's 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnson with the 2-1. Swing and a miss. There's a fastball there past Pavkovich. Evens things up at 2-2. Adam Pavkovich had a game with Salt Lake last year, the AAA team for the Anaheim Angels. Went 1 for 5 most of the year, though. It was with Cedar Rapids of the Midwest League. That's quite a jump. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and he's out number 1 in the 4th inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Jason Sugden. For Doug Johnson, by the way, 3 strikeouts. Sugden 0 for 1, hit a ground ball to Hector Kent of the shortstop for a fielder's choice play to end the second inning. Sugden from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's where he went to high school. He was actually born in Abington, Pennsylvania. A 35th round pick a couple of years ago by Anaheim. He's also an East Carolina Pirate. Switch hitter batting left-handed. The 0-1 to Sugden goes behind him. And that'll even the count at 1-1. Pitch before that was obviously a strike. Last year, Sugden spent most of the season with Cedar Rapids at 304. His call-up for one game was here to Rancho Cucamonga. He takes ball 2. It's 2-1. He did not have an official at-bat. Scored a run, so he must have been just a pinch runner. Didn't even have a walk. Although, as we know, there are other ways to get on base. 2-1. Swinging a foul back. It's 2-2. What do they say? 7 ways to first base? We're trying to figure that out the other day in Visalia. A hit, an error, a walk, a hit by pitch, catcher's interference. It's 5. 2-2. Swung on and popped up. Left side of the infield, third baseman Jeff Baker makes the play just to step into fair territory. 2 down to the 4th. Base is still empty for B.J. Weed, the second baseman. Weed hit a ground ball to third baseman Jeff Baker to start the third inning, and Baker committed a rare error throwing it low over to first base. For Baker, that's his 5th error of the season. This is his 24th game, so once about every 5 days or so. There's the pitch upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Weed scored the first of 2 runs in the third inning for the Quakes. Walking back through that inning. Here's a bunt try, goes foul at the third base side. It's 1-1. See if we can figure without the error. Reggie Willits with a single would have been at first right after that. Hit by pitch, single. Very possible both of those runs in the third are unearned. We'll check that. 1-1. Rolled to second base. Literally picked up by Hendricks. Throw to first, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Doug Johnson. His second and first since the first. Through 4, 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
The classic mushroom onion melt is back at A&W. Enjoy beefy all-American quarter-pound burgers smothered in savory seasoned mushrooms, grilled onions, and melted Swiss cheese. Just like you remember. A&W. Love the food, cherish the memories.
Enjoy the delicious taste of A&W with 2 locations in Visalia, 1 in Tulare, 2 in Hanford, and 1 in Exeter.
All American food, A&W.
It's not often that you find a builder with experience and resources like McMillan Homes. For 44 years, McMillan has been building great homes for California. Let them show you what thousands of McMillan homeowners know. Dedicated sales counselors and in-house mortgage officers are ready to apply their resources to help you fulfill your dreams. Visit McMillan Homes in Visalia, Tulare, Hanford, and Clovis, or on the web at McMillan.com. McMillan Homes, building with experience, the Central Valley.
You may not think about it every day, but unless you're on a city system, a pump brings water to your faucet. Now, if the pump quits producing water, pick up the phone and call Soltz Pump and Equipment Company in Tulare. They've provided Valley Farms and residences with pump service, installation, and repairs for over 55 years. Plus, Soltz Pump also manufactures Lassen pumps and turbine pumps for pressure or irrigation and many other items. When pumps are a problem, remember Soltz Pump Company, 2873 West Inyo in Tulare.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Singular Wireless and Visalia Porterville Hanford on AM 1270.
Top of the 5th inning, 2-0. The Quakes are leading here in Rancho Cucamonga over the Oaks. And And our little double check shows there was one earned run in the third inning off of Doug Johnson. So, one unearned run off of Johnson as well. And it's going to be Brian Berry leading off here in the top of the fifth for the Oaks. Kevin Reinking and Hector Tenna should also get a chance to bat. Berry, left-handed batter against the right-handed Steve Shell. The pitch is down low for ball one. Epicenter in its 11th season of existence. One of the heralded new ballparks in the Southern Division. Berry smacks this one the other way to left. Coming on to make the catch, though, is Sugden. He was kind of stumbling along as he reached out to get that one on the run, but he made the play, and Berry flied to left twice. One away in the fifth. Next batter, catcher Kevin Reinking, 0 for 1 with the ball hit back to the mound. Quakes made some noise very early in their existence as being one of the top attendance teams in minor league baseball. There's a strike. 0-1. They've already drawn 53,899 this season in paid attendance. That's an average of 33.68 a game, 16 games. This is low 1-1. 39.96 last night. They will probably announce a crowd somewhere in that vicinity again today. Of course, today it's a lot tougher to get all the season ticket holders here for a 10:30 a.m. game. Swinging a foul back, 1-2. So there are many empties down in front, but a lot of the young people, as you can probably very well hear, sitting high up in the stadium here. Kids for these games, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, the middle school kids, 1-2. Outside 2-2, as we alluded to earlier in the game. They put together an education program dealing with reading and history and math and writing. There's a swing and a foul ball out of play on the first base side over the seats. It's still 2-2 on Reinking, and everything is tied into baseball. So history of baseball, learning how to calculate stats, scoring a game, that's the math end of things. And then they've also had some of the students coming through the press area here, and they're going to be writing stories about the game. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Reinking is out number 2 in the 5th inning, and that's 6 in a row retired by Steve Shell. He had a run of 7. No, he had a run of 5 in a row earlier in the game. First or third inning. Gave up a single, and 2 batters later a walk in the third, and since then he's retired 6 straight. Here's Hector Tenna, who has the Oaks' only hit of the day. 1 for 1 with a single left in the third. The pitch taken for a strike. 0-1. Even some of the scouts that have come through for the other organizations, or even the Major League Scouting Bureau that saw Hector play last year, commented on how evident it is that he is hitting that much better and why pitches outside. Especially after seeing him last year, they're saying he's driving the ball now, whereas before they saw him as just sticking the bat out there. And the ball would be poked here and there, but never really went that far. Say now he's getting his extension and driving the ball, getting some hits. 1-1. That's low. 2-1. The average slowly but surely climbing for Hector. It's up to 240. Remember, he was 0 for 15 to start the season. He seems to go out and get a hit every night. 2-1 pitch, called a strike, 2-2. Problem for the Oaks might be he's already gotten a hit for today. You'd like to see him pick up another. He had 2 hits in Tuesday's game, going 2 for 4. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. Tenna waiting. Here's the 2-2 from Shell. Curveball swung on and hit the second. Weed takes the second hop throw to first in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Shell and the Quakes against the Oaks. 7 in a row retired. 4.5 in the books. 2-0 Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
Some people try to fix everything themselves.
What you doing, Dad?
Here, bud. Hold this wrench, will you?
Wow.
When you've got drain problems, it's time to call the Roto-Rooter professionals. Roto-Rooter technicians arrive on time, give you an accurate cost estimate up front, and they do the job right the first time, guaranteed. So the next time you have a stopped-up drain, you know who to call.
Call Roto-Rooter. That's the name. And away goes trouble down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Oh, a heated discussion seems to have broken up between two baseball fans. It's straight from Philly Steakhouse.
No. It's old number 5, the best ever.
Come on, Jeff. Number 32 is the best that's ever.
The boys aren't arguing who's the best baseball player of all time. They're discussing which is the best offering on the straight from Philly Steakhouse menu. Whether the 32 Classic Cheesesteak Special or a Cheesesteak Hoagie, you'll find your favorite of all time, too. Authentic, flown in from Philly ingredients and recipes guarantee you the real thing. Straight from Philly Steakhouse at 2520 South Mooney, across from Office Depot. Hi, this is Mike O'Neill, and for many students, learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Through internships and job shadowing at businesses like your John Deere dealer, Lawrence Tractor, they learn the importance of education and career possibilities, such as maintenance and repairs on John Deere tractors, inventory control in the parts department, sales, and in public relations. School-to-career partners like Lawrence Tractor, they're dedicated to helping students understand their opportunities for tomorrow's careers. To learn more about school-to-career, call the Tulare County Office of Education, 733-6101.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Buckman Mitchell Insurance in Visalia on AM 1270.
Bottom of the 5th inning at the Epicenter at Rancho, Cucamonga. The Quakes with a 2-0 lead. And they're going to be sending the top of their order to the plate right here. Reggie Willits, Ransom Melgorejo, and Eric Ibar. And for those of you who may be tuning in to hear from Paul Harvey in the next few minutes, stay tuned. He'll be on after the game. Right away. First thing. At least that's what they told us. But no, I know he'll be on after the game. Don't know about first thing, but it'll be really close if it's not. Paul Harvey coming up after the game. All righty. 2-0, and Willits at the plate, 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the third. He's also flied to right field. Right-hander Doug Johnson with the pitch, inside for ball 1. Last time these two teams will get together until July 9th back in Visalia. That'll be the Quakes' only trip to Rec Park of the season. Anaheim Angels affiliate, Rancho Cucamonga, 1-0, swung on and hit in the air to center field. Coming in is Salazar, still on the run. He'll reach out and grab it. 1 down to the 5th, and Doug Johnson has a string of 6 in a row retired. We're talking about the 7 in a row set down by Steve Shell. Starting pitcher for Rancho Cucamonga. If things go well, Johnson could be better than that by the end of this inning. That fly ball out, by the way, our Visalia Municipal Airport fly ball out. Fly Visalia for free parking, a short commute, and easy access to hundreds of airports across the country. Visalia Municipal Airport. Ransom Melgorejo, 0 for 2 today, but had an RBI on a ground ball the second in the third inning. Right-handed batter takes ball 1. Next pitch, swung on and popped up down the right field line. Barker into the Oaks bullpen, won't get to it. He heard the footsteps of the stairway there, and it landed just in front of that. And I don't blame him for pulling up. That's right where the auxiliary bleachers are down the right field line. Pretty big section of bleachers. There's one on each side. And there's a stairway that sticks out in front of each section of bleachers. And the ball landed right next to that, and Barker had been running for a long time and was going pretty quick, and he pulled up short of it. So it goes as a long strike on Melgorejo, 1-1. He shows bunt at the next pitch, pulls back. It was too high. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Melgorejo, born in Havana, Cuba. There's a called strike, 2-2. Now he lives in Miami. 25th round pick after going to Miami Senior High School. He was chosen by the Angels in 2000. 2-2 pitch from Johnson. Swung on and missed. It got away from Reinking. The catcher, Melgarejo's headed to first, and he'll be there with no problem. That would be the 6th of the 7 ways to get on base. Strikeout swinging, and then the wild pitch allows Melgarejo to reach base. Eric Ibar, 0 for 1 with a fly to left. He's also been hit by a pitch and stolen a base. Melgarejo at first for Johnson, by the way. That is strikeout number 4. And again, here comes Ibar. Switch hitter batting left-handed against the right-handed Doug Johnson. Oaks infield will move in again to double play depth. The throw to first, and Melgarejo is back standing. Until Melgarejo is 6 of 6 in stolen base attempts. Another throw to first, and he's back standing up once again. The first baseman, Brian Peck, trying to hold the runner close. Johnson. With the pitch, swung on and fouled away on the left side. 0-1. Suppose no time like the present to take our first look at the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard for today. Of course, Blitz Sports Bar, located on Locust near Center in downtown Visalia. Party place without the attitude. Check out the weekly drink specials at Blitz Sports Bar. Runner goes, 0-1 pitch, swung on and poked to third. Baker's only play will be to first. He throws it there, and now they got the runner hung up. Maybe. Throw to second. No, not in time. It was a sharply hit ball to Jeff Baker at third, but Ibar was moving on the pitch, Melgarejo was moving on the pitch. The throw to first got Ibar for the second out of the inning, and then Melgarejo was most of the way from second to third, and Brian Peck threw it back over to third base. Hector Tena, the shortstop, took the throw, but by the time he returned the ball back to second base and K.J. Hendricks, Melgarejo was back with no problem. So it just goes 5-3 and a routine ground ball out. Here's cleanup man and DH David Gates. Gates 1 for 1 with an RBI single. He's also walked. Melgarejo at second with a 4-step lead. Johnson steps off. Our Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard today, a little, needless to say, not what it usually is, but there are actually a lot of games going on right now relative to most weekday afternoons. Thursday getaway day for many in the major leagues. And one of them is on TV here in the press box. It's 6-3, the Yankees leading Anaheim in the top of the 8th inning over at Yankee Stadium. Now, all of the other scores that we had to hold for ourselves before the game actually started. So, like, I've still got Anaheim and the Yankees in the top of the first. Runner goes, pitches low, throw to third, not in time. Stolen base for Melgarejo, his 7th. Runner at third with 2 down in the 5th, and it's 1-0 on David Gates. So we can at least tell you who's playing who, maybe by the end of the game, and certainly for the Budweiser postgame show, we'll have some real live updates on those. First inning, there was no score in the bottom of the first of Detroit Tigers hosting Oakland. Other games this afternoon, Seattle is at Minnesota. That one should be well underway. Baltimore at the White Sox, Texas at Tampa Bay. There's a swing and a pop-up. Fouled out of play, 1-1. Games that will begin probably after we're done here. Baltimore at the White Sox and Boston at Toronto. That's the American League side. Check on the National League here in a second. 2 down, 5th inning. No runs across this inning, but the Quakes are leading 2-0. And they've got a man at third. 1-1 pitch to David Gates, inside 2-1. The National League, Montreal and Milwaukee playing this afternoon. Same thing for Atlanta at St. Louis. Pittsburgh and Colorado should be getting underway in a few minutes. Same thing for the Dodgers hosting the Cubs And the Rockies and Pirates playing a doubleheader. Pitch came up and in on Gates, and it hit him. So for the second time in the game, Doug Johnson hits a Quakes batter. That'll put runners at the corners with 2 out for first baseman Greg Porter. San Francisco playing in about a half hour from now at home against Philadelphia. Later this evening will be Florida at Houston, the Mets in Arizona, Cincinnati at San Diego. It's the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard. Again, listen during the Budweiser post-game show for a full update on all of those games we expect. You are, by the way, listening to Visalia Oaks Baseball, presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia on KJUG-AM Tulare. Dave Scozen here in Rancho Cucamonga. Casey Chapman is our engineer at the K-Jug Studios today. And Paul Harvey will be coming up following the game. Normally heard at noon, but obviously not the case today. So listen after the game for Paul Harvey. Swinging a foul ball out of play on the third base side. 0-1 on Greg Porter. He's the Quakes' first baseman and is 1 for 2 this afternoon. Single in the second, struck out looking in the third. The pitch swung on and lined to right field. That'll be a base hit. Trotting home from third is Melgarejo. It's 3-0 Rancho Cucamonga. RBI single for Porter, his 16th run batted in, second hit of the afternoon. On the second goes David Gates. Still 2 out in the bottom of the fifth. And here's Ryan Buddy, the catcher. Buddy's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He's also grounded to third to end the inning on a fielder's choice play. And there's a little stirring in the Oaks bullpen, but nobody up and throwing just yet. 2 on, 2 down. The Oaks would love to see Doug Johnson find a way out of this inning. Again, 3-0 Rancho Cucamonga here in the bottom of the fifth. Johnson. With a check to second. The pitch to Buddy popped up on the infield. And everybody converges. Who's going to take it? The first baseman, Brian Peck, and that's the end of the inning. So the Quakes score a run. They do it on 1 hit. There are no errors in the inning, but a hit by pitch and a wild pitch and a strikeout. And 2 are left on base. We played 5, and it's 3-0 Quakes on AM 1270.
When it's time to buy or sell your home, hit one out of the park with Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. They specialize in residential, HUD, and investment properties. For all your real estate needs, there's only one place to go. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, located at 141 North K Street in Tulare. Call them today and see why everything they touch turns to sold. 688-1800. 688-1800. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agents.
If you're happy with the fact that your truck looks just like Grandpa's, this isn't for you.
But if you want your truck to be tricked up and really cool, get your Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia. That's because Hardcore 4x4 can take that ordinary 4x4 truck, Jeep, or other off-road vehicle and turn it into something really cool. We're talking heavy-duty suspension kits, accessories, gears, and lift kits. That'll have you looking over everyone else. Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension across from Lawrence Tractor Company. If you take your off-road fun seriously, Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia.
If you're an experienced sheep herder, there's a great opportunity waiting for you. You must have 3 months experience and provide 1 verifiable reference. The monthly wage is $1,200 plus room and board. Employer provides tools, supplies, and equipment at no cost. Your duties will be to prevent animals from straying, protect flock from predators and bad weather, and assist with lambing. For complete information, contact the Job Service Employment Development Department at 124 North Irwin in Hanford. Call them at 585-3542.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by
Patrick Salazar, your local State Farm agent, Visalia.
on AM 1270.
We've moved along to the 6th inning in Rancho Cucamonga, and the Oaks are a little bit further behind. It's 3-0. And it's getting a little bit later in the game. Perhaps a little bit more of a reason to be anxious. But at least it's the top of the order starting this inning against right-hander Steven Schell. Jeff Salazar, K.J. Hendricks, and Jeff Baker are the scheduled hitters. The Oaks with only 1 hit tonight, or today. Likely won't have any hits later on tonight. We'll be up in Lancaster already, waiting on tomorrow's game. Salazar 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking. He flied to center field in the third. And here comes the pitch to Salazar. He showed bunt, pulled back, and misses for ball one. Education Day here in Rancho, Cucamonga, home of the Quakes. Question was asked of me before the game, so where are you exactly? 1-0. Bunt try foul on the third base side, 1-1. Other than being smart and saying, well, I'm in the press box, Rancho Cucamonga is closer to Ontario than anything else. Of course, Ontario has a major airport. And what else is in Ontario? I forgot what the comment was. Oh, yeah, Ontario is where there's a big mall in Ontario, too. Pitches inside 2-1. And we are about 20 miles west of San Bernardino. Right off of 15 and 10. 2-1 pitch. Salazar lines it to right. Oh, a little jumping around out there, but a catch made by Mel Guerrero. He came in and then went to his left and then went back. Basically went in a big circle and caught it where he started. A bullet by Salazar, but right at Mel Guerrero for the first out in the sixth inning. Second baseman K.J. Hendricks 0 for 1 with a ground to first and a walk. Hendricks, switch hitter, batting left-handed. The pitch from Shell. That's a strike. No balls and one strike. Sun over all of the field at this point. And here they've got a covering that sticks out from the suite levels of the press area where we are above the top of the main seating bowl behind the plate. And it shades about the top 8 or 9 rows. It's the only place in the park where there's shade right now, other than underneath. 1-1 pitch. Too high. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a real live concourse area built in underneath the stadium here. Concessions, a souvenir store. Has a big time feel when you come to this facility. Here's a fly ball to left. Hendricks trying to go the other way, backing up a few steps. Sugden, he makes the grab. 2 down in the 6th. That's 9 in a row retired by Steve Shell. Third baseman Jeff Baker 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout looking. Right-handed hitter. Again, the epicenter. 6,500 seats. And the pitch came inside and hit him. Jeff Baker hit by a pitch, so he's on for the second time today. Walked in the first inning, as we said. And that also happened with 2 down. We'll see if Brian Peck can do anything with it right here. It's 3-0 Quakes, top of the 6th inning. Peck's 0 for 2 with a fly to center and a ground to short. We do have some real-live updates now on the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard, thanks to our crafty engineer, Casey Chapman. There's a pitch on the inside edge for a strike, 0-1. The 2 National League games going right now, although Pittsburgh and Colorado should be underway very shortly in Game 1 of their doubleheader after the rainout last night. 0-1 to Peck. Inside, 1-1. Bottom of the 6th inning, Milwaukee leading at home 7-3 over Montreal. And then, as near as we can tell, there is a rain delay in St. Louis. Braves and the Cardinals. Peck with a swing and a fly ball to right field. Going back is Mel Guerrero to the warning track. He'll reach up, and he doesn't make the catch. It drops to the ground. Baker rounds third, heads for home. He'll score, and the Oaks finally get something to go their way. An RBI double for Brian Peck, and it's 3-1. Hit all the way to the wall in right field. Mel Guerrero, who stumbled around catching a line drive to start the inning, goes all the way back close to the fence and reaches up, and it just didn't end up in his glove. And that'll go as a hit as a double for Brian Peck, only the second hit of the game for the Oaks. Boy, that's a tough hook right there. You retire 9 in a row, hit a batter, and then give up a double that your right fielder almost caught. All of a sudden, the pitching coach is out there talking to you, and they're sending somebody to go warm up in the bullpen. Out to the mound, Keith Comstock for Rancho Cucamonga. And the bullpen catcher has gone down there, who in today's case is Michael Napoli, anything but a bullpen catcher. This is the guy that leads the league in home runs and RBI. They'll start to warm up somebody, and that somebody is going to be a right-hander. Comstock back to the third base quick dugout, and the man in the bullpen is Dustin Griffith. So Sean Barker comes up representing the tying run. 3-1 Oaks trail by just 2 now in the top of the 6th. Baker scored all the way from first on that play. Double for Peck, his 7th RBI, number 21. Pitch to Barker is hit in the air to left field, but playable for Sugden. He makes the catch, and that's the end of the inning. Sean Barker had the right idea, but there is a little bit of life for the Oaks. They've cut into the lead. A run, 1 hit, and 1 left with no errors in the 6th. Bottom of the inning up next, 3-1 Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
Let the Visalia Oaks handle everything when it comes time to plan your company picnic, family reunion, or church outing. Schedule an all-you-can-eat barbecue on Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Choose from tri-tip, chicken, hot dogs, and hamburgers, and side dishes, plus all-you-can-drink soda for an hour and a half. And don't forget the fun you'll have with a great view of the game. The Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Call to reserve your date today. 625-0480. Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC is a proud member of the Perfetti Automotive family.
There are many reasons to shop with locally owned companies like Visalia Lumber. Besides having a complete selection of building materials, Visalia Lumber has a lot more. Like one-on-one service with professional counter people that know about building. Visalia Lumber is known throughout the area for their service. It doesn't matter if it's new construction, remodels, or weekend repairs around the house. They have an impressive selection of entry doors, too, with both Weiser and Amtech locks to give it that elegant look. They'll even come out and measure for free. So, consider how long Visalia Lumber has been in business. Consider the customer service you'll only find at Visalia Lumber, and the fact that they have everything you need for your next project at a great price. And you'll come to realize the place to do business is the oldest lumber company in town, the one with free local delivery. Visalia Lumber. Service above all else for 70 years. East of downtown Visalia at Ben Maddox and Center Street, Visalia Lumber.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Jim Parsley Jr., your local State Farm agent to Larry, on AM 1270.
3-1, the Oaks trail as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Rancho Cucamonga. And the bottom of the Quakes order will be coming up with Adam Pavkovich, Jason Sugden, and B.J. Weed. And as this inning begins, there is activity in the right field bullpen for the Oaks. Gentry Beckstead up and throwing. He's a right-hander. Right-handed Dustin Griffith is still getting ready for the Quakes pen down the left field line. Here is Adam Pavkovich, 0 for 2 with a pop out in foul territory to the third baseman. He's also struck out. Doug Johnson with a pitch outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, they've got the kids fired up now. A little more decibel level out of the fans in the stands here at the Memphis Center. 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1 probably because they still, now they fixed it. They had a shutout still on the scoreboard until a moment ago. They've just now given the Oaks their run from the top of the inning. Doug Johnson with the pitch, swung on and popped up. This is near home. Baker, the third baseman, comes in. Will make a basket catch only about 10 feet from home plate and in fair territory. That was tough for Kevin Reinking, catcher. He was looking straight up and pretty much into the sun. They retired Pavkovich for the first out in the 6th inning. Next batter, Jason Sugden, the left fielder. Sugden's 0 for 2. He has grounded to short and popped to third. Pitch to him outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Dexton still throwing in the Oaks bullpen. Kalina still standing up, so he's a couple of phases away in the warm-up process from being ready. 1-0. Swing a foul back. 1-1. Well, Doug Johnson done pretty well today. Gave up 2 runs, one of them unearned in the third inning. One of them, now who knows what would have happened if the Oaks get the first out of the inning. 1-1. Swung on and rolled up the middle. Pennant to his left, gloves behind second, throw to first in time. They get Sugden, not by much, but out number 2 over at first base. Close play, hearing some reaction from the novice fans here in Cucamonga. Second baseman B.J. Weed. He reached on that error by Jeff Baker that started the third inning. Officially 0 for 2, but he came around to score one of the Quakes' 2 runs in the inning. The other run that Johnson gave up last inning, that was Rancho Melgareo, who reached after striking out on a wild pitch. Pitch to Weed. Outside, ball 1. Weed is listed as a left-handed batter, but I'm pretty sure he hit right-handed last night against Isaac Pavlik. 1-0. Inside. 2-0. Pavlik, the lone lefty out of the Oaks bullpen. 3-1, Quakes leading. Only 6 hits total in this game. By the way, if you did tune in today for Paul Harvey, he is going to be on sometime between 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. 2-0. Swinging a foul back. A little earlier, we told people after the game. Well, that is after the game, and it's just to be safe after the game. You never know. Baseball is a funny sport. I guess we could still be here at 3 or 4 o'clock, but that would be a long day. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. First pitch this morning came a little after 10:30. 3-1 on Weed. Bases empty, 2 outs, 6th inning. The Oaks down by 2. Visalia pitcher Doug Johnson with the 3-1. Swing and a fly ball to left field. Backing up and moving to the left toward the line. Brian Berry makes the grab, and that's the end of a 1-2-3 inning for Johnson. His third of the day so far. We go along to the 7th. 3-1 Oaks on AM 1270. Yep.
Ready to linguine, salads, soups, and more. Strings Italian Cafe has all the variety you want at affordable prices. Bring the whole family to Strings Italian Cafe and enjoy the all-you-can-eat buffet every Wednesday. Kids eat free on Sunday and Monday. Strings Italian Cafe also offers ready-to-go takeout service that allows you to choose from their full menu. Call ahead to place your order at 739-7113. Strings Italian Cafe is located at 1971 West Caldwell Avenue, just east of Mooney. Are you ready to hit the road for vacation, but your trailer needs a little suspension help, whether it be your utility trailer, camp trailer, or RV? Well then, you need to call Gross & Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia. Gross & Stevens offers custom U-bolts, fenders, springs, jacks, brakes. Well, you know the suspension needs for your trailer. If you've got the fever for traveling in your camp trailer or RV, then call Gross & Stevens Brake and Wheel in Visalia. 734-4649. 734-4649.
Buying new car, truck, or SUV? Rose, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and BMW located right here in Visalia on Mooney Boulevard has the right vehicle for you to drive home immediately. Go on over to Rose and check out the new Durango, Red Trucks, Chrysler,
Chrysler 300C and the new PT Cruisers now in stock. They're awesome. Go with the winning Visalia team, the Visalia Oaks at Soros Motors.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Hardcore 4x4 Visalia on AM 1270.
Got a new pitcher that's come on for Rancho Cucamonga to start this inning. Quakes with a 3-1 lead over the Oaks. And that new man on the mound is none other than Dustin Griffith. This is the first time that Griffith will be facing the Oaks this season. And he's coming off of 2 consecutive losses, both at Lake Elsinore. This is his 10th appearance of the year, 11 and a third innings pitched. 14 hits allowed, 7 runs, only 4 of them earned. He's given up a homer, walked 2, and struck out 10. Throws a first pitch strike to Ryan Spilborg. Right-handed batter for the Oaks. It's 0-1. Spilborg 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Next pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2. Griffith is 0-2. He's got a 3.18 ERA. Right-hander replacing Steve Shell, who started the game and pitched fantastically for Rancho Cucamonga. There's a fastball swung on a miss, strike 3. It's funny, there's a TV crew here to film Ryan Spilborg today. And they are over here from Santa Barbara, where Spilborg is from. And I was up here a couple of innings ago and said, hey, and tough filming that guy today, and there you go. He strikes out again, 3 strikeouts. 1 down for Brian Berry, the left fielder, 0 for 2 with 2 flies to left. There's a strike, 0-1. Shell with 6 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 1 run. It was an earned run. And the pitch to Berry here from Griffith down low, 1-1. See, hit 1 batter, issued 2 walks, and struck out 6. Next pitch to Berry, too low also. 2-1 is the count. Catcher Kevin Reinking waiting on deck for the Oaks. Again, 3-1 Quakes leading. We are in the top of the 7th. Griffith's next offering upstairs. 3-1. With Sports Bar Out of Town scoreboard updates for the American League. We've got a final in Detroit. Tigers beat Oakland 3-1 to salvage a game out of that series as Berry pops this one up. Left center field coming in. Willits makes the grab in the gap. 2 down. Kevin Reinking, the catcher, will be next. 0 for 2 with a ball hit back to the mound with a strikeout. They're in the top of the 9th in New York. And it looks like Mariano Rivera has just issued a walk to load the bases. Yankees are up 7-4, but the lead run's going to come to the plate for Anaheim. Pitch to Reinking, there for a strike, 0-1. Top 7 at the Metrodome, Minnesota, in front of Seattle, 1-0. Top 5 in St. Louis, they're in a rain delay, but Atlanta was leading that one 4-2. There's a strike, it's 0-2. Baltimore in front at Chicago over the White Sox, 1-0, bottom 4. Pitch to Reinking, swung on a miss. It's dropped by the catcher. Ryan Buddy gets out in front of the plate, throws to first in time. So Reinking strikes out and then is thrown out down at first. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Dustin Griffith, and the Oaks go 1-2-3. Stretch time in Rancho Cucamonga. It's 3-1 Visalia trails on AM 1270.
It's not often that you find a builder with experience and resources like McMillan Homes. For 44 years, McMillan has been building great homes for California. Let them show you what thousands of McMillan homeowners know. Dedicated sales counselors and in-house mortgage officers are ready to apply their resources to help you fulfill your dreams. Visit McMillan Homes in Visalia, Tulare, Hanford, and Clovis, or on the web at McMillan.com. McMillan Homes, building with experience for the Central Valley.
This
morning I was going to toast an English muffin, but the knob on the toaster had like 9 settings. 9! I can't deal with picking a shade of brown for my muffin. I'm trying to sell my house.
If you're looking to sell your house, let Coldwell Banker make it easier. We have a global network of agents who can find your buyer anywhere. Coldwell Banker. Visit ColdwellBanker.com. All offices independently owned and operated, except offices owned and operated by Energy Incorporated.
If you're a horse owner, you already know about mosquito-borne illnesses like West Nile disease and equine encephalomyelitis, also known as sleeping sickness.
Now prevent both threats with new West Nile Innovator combination vaccines.
Your horse gets the proven protection of the original West Nile Innovator
in combination with sleeping sickness vaccine. Complete, convenient protection.
Ask your veterinarian for new West Nile Innovator combination vaccines.
From Fort Dodge Animal Health.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Roto-Rooter on AM 1270.
Bottom of the 7th inning in Rancho, Cucamonga, and Doug Johnson's day is done. But as we talked about last inning, a pretty good day. Oaks are down 3-1. That's the bad part of it, so he's in line, for his 4th loss of the year. But Johnson, with 6 innings pitched and only 4 hits allowed, 3 runs given up, 2 of those earned. And taking a look back, he registered 5 strikeouts, hit 2 batters, which actually presented a couple of problems for Johnson, and issued only 1 walk. Gentry Beckstead is going to be the new Oaks pitcher. Beckstead coming on to face the top of the Rancho Cucamonga order. And before he does, Kevin Wright hanging out there on the mound. So is Hector Tenna, the shortstop. Looked like Beckstead said something to Tenna. Hector ran away over back to the shortstop position. Well, Gentry Beckstead on the hill for the first time in this series. Throws one low for ball 1. Beckstead pitched against Bakersfield on Monday night. Only went a third of an inning scoreless. Had an inning and a third scoreless Sunday afternoon against the Blades. Throws ball 2 down low to Reggie Willits. Willits is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. That was back in the 3rd. Other than that, 2 flies to the outfield. Beckstead on the season has made 14 appearances before today. 21 2/3 of an inning pitched, 26 hits allowed, 8 runs, 7 earned. He's given up 2 home runs, 7 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Here is a ground ball, though, through the left side, an opposite field base hit for Reggie Willits. And now, almost had him picked off. Willits was about 30 feet past first toward second. And the ball got past second base. Brian Peck, the Oaks first baseman, caught up with it. But he was to the right field side of Willits and not in position to try and beat him over to the first base bag. So Willits gets back. And that is just the 5th hit of the game for Rancho Cucamonga. Now the Oaks need to hope that the bullpen holds today. On Sunday, that was the problem. John Asahina, 5 innings, 1 run given up, and then the bullpen came in and gave up 4, 2, and 4 over the next 3 innings. And the Oaks ended up losing 11-0. Beckstead, however, came in and threw the final inning and a third of the game. So we'll see if he can buckle down and keep the Quakes from expanding their lead right here. It's 3-1, still a very manageable situation for the Oaks, even though it is the bottom of the 7th. Runner goes. There's a swing and a miss. Throw to second a little high, but the tag is applied in time. And Melgarejo is out. Willits out. Caught stealing, trying to take second base here in the 7th. Melgarejo was the guy at the plate who swung away at that one. Right? Yep, 1-1. Melgarejo trying to defend the runner. Reggie Willits caught stealing. That was a really good play by Hector Tenna. Also, Beckstead's 1-1, swung on and fouled back 1-2. The throw from Ryan King was high. Tenna had to jump in the air, came down with it and applied the tag, and they still got it. Willits caught stealing for just the 4th time this year. He has 11 stolen bases. Swinging a foul back, still 1-2. Rancho Melgarejo, as we told you before, from Cuba. That's where he was born. Went to high school in Miami, Florida. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, is waiting on deck. And here is a line drive by Melgarejo over Tenna and into left field, a base hit. So back-to-back singles to start the 7th inning for the Quakes off of Beckstead. They're up to 6 hits in the game. And the next batter will be Eric Ibar. Oaks bullpen is quiet for now. We'll see how long that lasts, especially if another Quake gets on base right away here. Ibar 0 for 2. Fly to left, a ground to third. He's been hit by a pitch and stolen a base today. Back at first will hold Melgarejo. Rancho Melgarejo stole third early in this game. A couple of innings ago. Throw to first and he's back standing. So Melgarejo has 7 stolen bases this year. And here's a ground ball through the left side by Ibar. Another hit. 3 straight singles to start the 7th inning for the Quakes. They've only got 2 on because of the caught stealing, and there's 1 out, so a double play still gets the Oaks out of it, but this is not a good sign. All of the singles to left. Melgarejo to second, Ibar at first, and here's DH David Gates. Jim Bennett, the Oaks pitching coach, will go out to the mound and try and offer some words of wisdom to right-hander Gentry Beckstead. Beckstead, for the most part, has been solid this season. He has given up 2 runs in each of 3 different games. And they've been pretty well spread out. May 7th, May 1st, April 18th. Gave up a run on opening night and an unearned run on April 16th. Other than that, he's got 2 innings scoreless, 2 innings scoreless, 3 1/3 scoreless, 1 inning scoreless, 2/3 of an inning, 1 inning. Inning and a third of an inning, all without giving up any runs. So Beckstead with a 2.91 ERA. Not a fluke, but he's thrown some things that the first 3 hitters this inning have liked, all with singles. But again, perhaps a saving grace, the fact that Willits was caught stealing. Melgarejo's at second, Ibar at first. Here's David Gates, swing and a miss. Like maybe some kind of a sinker pitch right there. 0-1. Gates, 1 for 1 with an RBI single, 2 left in the 3rd. He also walked and was hit by a Doug Johnson pitch. Hit by a pitch in the 5th. Beckstead stares in. Checks second 3 times. Now the pitch to Gates. Breaking ball inside. 1-1. Greg Porter, the first baseman, waiting on deck. The 1-1. Fouled away on the first base side. It's 1-2. So Beckstead gets to work ahead once again. As we told you, Gentry Beckstead's first appearance in this series. Is only his 3rd against Southern Division teams. 3rd outing, 1-2. Curveball hit to third base. Taken by Baker to second for 1. Hendricks relay to first. Double play. And that keeps it a 2-run game, and it's the end of the inning. So it'll be 3-1 going to the 8th. That's also a BSE Rents double play. BSE Rents has everything from A to Z, from air compressors to welding equipment, scaffolding to scissor lifts, portable coolers to portable offices. BSE Rents has it all. Call them in Visalia, 732-5621. That's 732-5621 for BSE Rents. The 5-4-3 double play ends the 7th. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 8th. 3-1 Oaks Trail on AM 1270.
At Auto Oil Changers, 10 minutes means a lot. In 10 quick minutes, the professionals at Auto Oil Changers will change your oil and filter, lube all your fittings, as well as check and top off the rest of your vehicle's vital fluid. Auto Oil Changers with 3 locations in Visalia, at Caldwell and Demaree, on the East Main Extension, and on Tulare Avenue, plus 1 location in Tulare on East Tulare Avenue.
Auto Oil Changers, get you in, get you out, get you on the road again.
Life moves pretty fast, and Singular Wireless will keep you connected. Connected to coworkers, connected to family, making all you do happen much more smoothly. Last-minute changes are a reality, and Singular Wireless has a huge selection of phones and rate plans that can best fit you to help orchestrate life's little change-ups. Stay connected, stay in touch with your authorized agent of Singular Wireless with locations in Porterville, Tulare, in Hanford next to Staples, and at the Hanford Mall. On Mooney near Ryan's Place and at the Visalia Mall. Some restrictions and other monthly charges apply. Service subject to credit approval. 1 or 2 year service agreement required. See store for details.
Listen this Sunday as Pastor Bob Metcalf from Tulare First Baptist Church shares some insight for practical living from God's Word, the Bible. This Sunday, Pastor Bob begins a new 4-part series designed to help us see life from God's point of view, which is so much better than our limited one. In the first message, we'll consider God's view of you as it's revealed in the pages of the Bible. This Sunday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 here on Classic Hit Country, AM 1270.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by the Sunalt Eye Institute in Tulare on AM 1270.
We've made it to the 8th inning, and it's still a 3-1 game. Rancho Cucamonga is leading, but the Oaks are very much alive. And we'll see if they can show some life offensively with the man who has one of the 2 hits today for the Oaks. Leading off, Hector Tennant, and we're back to the top of the order, and leadoff hitter Jeff Salazar, followed by K.J. Hendricks. Tennant 1 for 2 with a single with 1 out in the 3rd inning. That was the first hit. The other, an RBI double by Brian Peck 2 innings ago that provided the Oaks' only run of the game. And on the mound for the Quakes, yet another new pitcher. It is Rich Thompson, and he throws one down low for ball 1. Rich Thompson replaces Dustin Griffith, who worked a 1-2-3 7th with a pair of strikeouts. Rich Thompson, the native Australian, throws a fastball that's swung on and fouled by Tennant, and the count goes even at 1-1. Thompson was in the game for the Quakes and pitched an inning on Tuesday night. Gave up 1 hit, no runs, walked 1, struck out 1. For the season, Thompson has pitched 13 times, 19 innings pitched. He's given up 20 hits, 11 runs, 10 earned. He's walked 10 and struck out 24. 1-1 with a 4.74 ERA. 2 saves. There's a swing and a foul ball. Tenna again. Oh no. He was hit by a pitch. Okay. Well, that is the 4th batter in this game combined hit by a pitch. 2 by Rancho Cucamonga pitching and 2 by Oaks pitching. So Tenna's on at first. Jeff Baker, who was hit by a pitch with 2 out in the 6th inning, is the one who scored in the double by Peck. Now we're back to the top of the order, so as good of a chance as any for the Oaks. The beginning of the order coming up. It's a right-hander on the hill. Lefty Jeff Baker at the plate. Lefty Jeff Salazar at the plate. And the first pitch is hit foul on the left side. 0-1. Salazar's 0 for 6 in the series, 0 for 3 today. A struck out fly to center and line to right this afternoon. Oaks down 3-1, and we're in the top of the 8th. Rich Thompson. Staring into Salazar. And here's the 0-1. Down low, 1-1. The Oaks are still looking for their first lead in this series. Only twice this year. Including this game, which is the 9th against the Southern Division opponent. And only 2 of those games have the Oaks even had a lead. They haven't won any of them. 1-1 inside. 2-1. So a lot of bad Southern Division karma going against the Oaks today. They're wearing the green to try and snap out of it. Up to the mound goes Ryan Buddy to speak with Thompson, the pitcher. Gives us a second to remind you that you should think about, not even just think about, do schedule your next company picnic, your family reunion, any kind of group outing on the Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC barbecue picnic deck. Newly built for the beginning of last season down the left field line at Recreation Park. All you can eat buffet down there. We're up to hundreds of people. 2-1. That's low. Group start at just 20. 3-1 on Salazar now. All you can eat buffet for an hour and a half includes your choice of tri-tip chicken, hot dogs, and hamburgers. 6 sides come with every all you can eat buffet, plus all you can drink soda. Call to schedule your outing today, 625-0480. 3-1 pitch, up and away, ball 4. Salazar takes his base. Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC is a proud member of the Grappetti Automotive family. Tenna to second. Salazar at first, a hit by pitch and a walk to start this inning. And we've also got a change. Oh, no, that's still Greg Porter over at first. He went over to speak with the pitcher, Rich Thompson. The Texan speaking with the Australian. Here comes another Texan. KJ Hendricks lays down a bunt, third base line. Picked up by the catcher, Buddy. Throw to third in time to get Tenna. Hector Tenna not happy. Stu Cole, the Oaks manager, going over there to argue with the bases umpire, Will Robinson. Tenna took off the helmet. He couldn't believe it. Cole out there speaking with the manager, and now the trainer for Rancho Cucamonga is going to go out and have a look at Ryan Buddy, who did something to himself, making that throw to third. That was a really good play. It was a very close play at third. On the receiving end, Pavkovich, the third baseman. And I think maybe Buddy just laid flat out when he made that throw. Or he slipped or something happened. Bobby Meacham, the Quakes manager, going out there to take a look. But the sac bunt try does not go well for the Oaks. That goes as a fielder's choice play to retire 10-2-5 at third. 1 down. Salazar to second, and Hendricks is on at first. Ryan Buddy apparently okay and good to go. All the infielders go back to their positions. There's still 2 on, but now 1 out, and here's Jeff Baker. The Oaks will just try and stay out of a double play here. 3-1 Rancho Cucamonga, top of the 8th. Number 3 hitter in the lineup at the plate right here. Pitch to Baker down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Baker 0 for 1 today. A strikeout looking in the 3rd. He walked in the 1st, and the 6th was hit by a pitch and scored. 1 of 8 in the series. Now out to the mound goes the pitching coach, Keith Comstock. Man, that was some play by Ryan Buddy, the catcher for Rancho Cucamonga. To be able to pull that off and to cut down the lead runner over at third. Huge play in this game. Otherwise, there's 2 in scoring position with 1 out. And even a ground ball would score a run. There'd be just 2 down. Here's a pitch to Baker. That's a strike. Now a ground ball to end the inning on a double play. Salazar at second. Out to about a 3.5-step lead over at first. Hendricks 4 steps off the bag. Sneaking in at second base, DJ Weed, and the pitcher Rich Thompson steps off and looks back there, no throw. Right-hander reliever in action in the Rancho Cucamonga bullpen. That's Von Sturzbach, who got the save on Tuesday against the Oaks. 1-1. Down low. 2 balls, 1 strike. In the Oaks bullpen, nothing doing. There's somebody down there taking some practice cuts. That looks like it is. It's Bernie Gonzalez, an outfielder. So Beck said the likely candidate to pitch in the bottom of the 8th, unless the Oaks put some runs on the board here. 2-1 pitch. That's a strike. 2-2. Visalia scored 14 runs in a 14-3 win over Bakersfield Monday night. Since then, they have scored 6 runs over the following 25 innings. 2-2. Curveball fouled away, first base side, out of play. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Baker. The good news about tonight's game, unlike yesterday, when by this time it was 11-2, is that the Oaks are well within reach of at least tying this thing up. Down 3-1 in the top of the 8th. 2-2 pitch, swung on, and that's fouled away on the first base side. Down holds at 2-2. Still a very bright afternoon here at the epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. Infield looks well worn, but the outfield, the way the grass is cut, well-defined lines, dark green, light green, dark green, light green. 2-2 pitch. Salazar goes from second. Baker swings and pops it up. Salazar has to get back to second. The center fielder, Willits, makes the grab, and that's 2 down. So you had 2 on with nobody out. Now 2 on with 2 out. And it'll be left up to Brian Peck. Peck came through with an RBI double in the 6th inning for his 21st run batted in, his 7th double of the year. His only hit of the day so far, he's 1 of 3, but only hit of the day, that's half the Oaks hits. They still only have 2 hits here in the top of the 8th inning. Peck is now 3 of 8 in this series. Weed comes in to speak with the pitcher Thompson for a moment, then goes back. Quakes second baseman. Looks like Sturzbach is ready to go in the left field pen for Rancho Cucamonga. Check of second, now the pitch to Peck by Thompson. It's there for a strike, 0-1. The 2 that reached base, well, Hector Tena was hit by a pitch to start the inning. Jeff Salazar walked, and KJ Hendricks tried a sacrifice bunt. And Tena was thrown out at third. That's how we ended up where we are. Baker just popped his center. Salazar at second with a 5-step lead, dancing around, a turn and no throw. Jeff Salazar quickly back to second base. Again, the Oaks wearing green today. Trying to mix things up a little bit. Get a win out of this series. 0-1. Swung on and grounded through the left side for a base hit. Salazar rounds third. He's headed for home. The throw will be cut off, and it's 3-2. So Brian Peck comes through again. His second RBI of the day. He has 2 of the Oaks' 3 hits. Hendricks moves into scoring position, and the Quakes' lead is down to 1. Well, if you're the Oaks now, you're saying at least we got something out of this inning. Let's go ahead and try and tie it up. Sean Barker, after Peck's RBI double in the 6th, put the Oaks on the board for the first time today. Swung at the very next pitch and fly deep to left. He was about 10 feet shy of the warning track out there. See if he can get a better look here against Thompson. Peck at first, Hendricks at second. Hendricks with a 4-step lead again. He represents the tying run. The pitch, up and in on Sean Barker. He had to turn quickly out of the way of that one. 1 ball and no strikes. Brian Peck coming up big twice today. Look to second. Here's the 1-0. That's too high. 2 balls and no strikes on Barker. two out here in the top of the 8th inning with a run in and 2 on base. Thompson's 2-0. That's inside. Got away from Ryan Buddy, the catcher. Hendricks will go to third. Peck to second. And that is going to be... We're waiting to see whether that's a wild pitch. All right, it was off the glove of Buddy, but it was pretty far inside. Wild pitch. So 3-0 on Sean Barker on top of that. If you're the Quakes, you might even think about putting Barker on base right here. Might think about it. Maybe not, though. 3-0. Oh, they pitched to him, but it's upstairs, ball 4. So Barker walks to load the bases. Hendricks at third, Peck at second, Barker at first. Where's the TV crew? Here's Ryan Spilborg. He's going to have to face the closer for Rancho Cucamonga. Again, the TV crew from Santa Barbara over. So get some footage of Ryan Spilborg, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts today, but he's got a heck of an opportunity right here. Bobby Meacham, the manager for the Quakes, has gone out to the mound to remove Rich Thompson from the game. So this will be our Visalia Grocery Outlet pitching change. Change the way you think about shopping for groceries by heading to Visalia Grocery Outlet. Save up to 40% on your weekly grocery bill at Visalia Grocery Outlet. It's located on Mooney Boulevard between Visalia and Tulare, south of the drive-in and Mooney's Grove Park. Visalia Grocery Outlet. Thompson out, the closer, Von Sturzbach. That's his first name and his last name. Coming up next. Oaks down 3-2, top of the 8th with a run in and the base is full. We'll be back in a moment on AM 1270.
Not a lot of people like change, although there are some who enjoy a change. But everyone loves change after paying for your groceries, and that's what Visalia Grocery Outlet is good at, giving change. Hit a home run every time you shop by shopping at Visalia Grocery Outlet on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia. There are savings in every department: produce, beer and wine, refrigerated foods, and more. Keep your bullpen fully stocked with bargains from their frozen foods department. You'll find Visalia Grocery Outlet very clean and bright and well organized. The cashiers and stocking crew are helpful and very friendly. Visalia Grocery Outlet on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia are open 7 days a week for your shopping convenience. They're located on South Mooney Boulevard in Visalia, just south of Mooney's Grove Park and the Drive-In Theater. You'll never strike out while shopping for bargains at Visalia Grocery Outlet. Even if you're not a big fan of change, you'll love this kind.
Back here in Rancho Cucamonga, the Oaks and the Quakes, and it's turned into another tight game. 3-2 was the final score on Tuesday night. That's the score now. Rancho Cucamonga's in front, but the Oaks have the bases full of potential right here. KJ Hendricks at third, Brian Peck at second, Sean Barker at first. Von Sturzbach started the season at Cedar Rapids, where he did not give up an earned run in 13 2/3 innings pitched over 9 outings. Collected 5 saves for the Colonels. Now with Rancho Cucamonga, got a save against the Oaks Tuesday night with a scoreless inning, even though he gave up an unearned run on 1 hit. Pitched to Ryan Spilborg, a strike. It's 0-1. Spilborg has the hat trick already. He is 0 for 3. With 3 strikeouts, and he's only taken 1 ball all day. The pitch swung on and fouled back, and now he's down 0-2. Spilborg, right-handed hitting DH, is now 2 of 9 in the series. On Sturzbach, no wins, losses, a 1 save, ERA 0.00. 3 scoreless innings so far, or 3 no earned run innings. And the pitch to Spilborg upstairs, a fastball. And he thought about taking a whack at it and held up 1-2. 3 hits given up by Sturzbach. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. That's his time here in Rancho Cucamonga. The 1-2 to Spilborg. Inside, he stays out of the way of that one. Evens the count at 2-2. The Oaks have not had a lead in the series. We are in the final game of this 3-game set. It's the top of the 8th inning. There's 2 out. 2-2 on the batter. Ryan Spilborg, and the bases are full. 3-2 Rancho Cucamonga. Sturzbach with the pitch, swung on and dribbled out in front of home plate. The catcher, Buddy, picks it up, throws to first, and that's the end of the inning. Got Spilborg by a couple of steps. The Oaks squeeze a run out of that. Still just 1 hit in the inning for a total of 3 in the game. No errors, and the bases are left full. Great chance for the Oaks. They got a little closer. They've only got 1 shot left. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 3-2 Quakes on AM 1270.
When you let Bugman Mitchell Insurance give you a quote on personal and business insurance, Bugman Mitchell offers everything from home and auto to workers' comp to group health insurance, and we can help you plan for your children's college education and your retirement. Bugman Mitchell Insurance is locally owned, and we're an independent agency. That means the best possible rates and the best customer service. Call Bugman Mitchell Insurance today at 733-1181. Bugman Mitchell Insurance, serving our community for over 85 years.
Working hard, playing hard, living life for all it's worth. It's what separates most Dodge owners from the uninspired masses. At Soros Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and BMW, it's what they're all about in serving your new car needs. The entire team at Soros works hard to earn your business and provide their customers with quality cars, personalized financing, and service after the sale. Located on Mooney Boulevard in Visalia, Soros is happy to support the Visalia Oaks.
If you're an experienced sheep herder, there's a great opportunity waiting for you. You must have 3 months experience and provide 1 verifiable reference. The monthly wage is $1,200 plus room and board. Employer provides tools, supplies, and equipment at no cost. Your duties will be to prevent animals from straying, protect flock from predators and bad weather, and assist with lambing. For complete information, contact the Job Service Employment Development Department at 124 North Irwin in Hanford. Call them at 585-3542.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Don Sharp Insurance and Bonding in Visalia on AM 1270.
Bottom of the 8th inning in Rancho Cucamonga. Greg Porter, Ryan Buddy, Adam Pavkovich will be the hitters against Oaks right-hander Gentry Beckstead. And there's some stretching going on down the right field line for the Oaks bullpen, but nobody actually up and throwing at this point. And no need just yet, I suppose. 3-2. Again, the Oaks are trailing. Porter in this game, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. He struck out looking in the 3rd. Left-handed batter with a little bit of an open stance. Beckstead, the right-hander, with the pitch. A curveball that drops low. 1 ball and no strikes. The Oaks have made a habit of coming from behind, being in a position to tie late in the game, even in their final at-bat, whether it works out or not. There's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. For example, even a couple of days ago here in Rancho Cucamonga, tying run and scoring position when the game ended in the 9th. Pitch misses inside, and it's 2-1 on Porter, who had to jump back out of the way. Next pitch, inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Only twice, however, has it worked out for the Oaks as far as being able to pull off a full comeback. Swing and a miss. 3-2. The Oaks are just 2-17 when trailing after 8 innings. A couple of times they forced extra innings and lost. 3-2. Swing and a bouncer on the right side. Beckstead hustles, can't get it. Peck takes it, tags the runner, and gets the out. Gentry Beckstead couldn't quite scoop it up with his glove, so Brian Peck, the first baseman, took it himself. Beckstead wasn't to the bag yet, so Peck hustles and in a sprint beats Porter before he can get to the bag and applies the tag. So that's actually 1-3 on the first out of the inning because Beckstead got a glove on it. Catcher Ryan Buddy, 0 for 3. And Beckstead will try and keep him over. Strikeout, ground to 3rd, and a pop to 1st. Right-hander versus right-hander. The pitch swung on and missed. Maybe fouled off of Brian King. Either way, it's 0-1. Ryan Buddy stands up close on top of the plate. Ryan King, catcher, out to speak with Beckstead there on the front of the mound. It's like a very calm and nonchalant conversation, but very purposeful, I'm sure. Nobody up in the Quakes bullpen for now. We'll see if that changes soon. Pitch misses outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oaks bullpen quiet also. Beckstead's gone as long as 3 1/3 of an inning this season. Throws a curveball and drops it in there for strike 2 to make it 1-2 on Ryan Buddy. Adam Pavkovich, who was also hitless today, waits on deck. And you are listening to Visalia Oaks Baseball, presented by the Radisson Hotel Visalia, KJUG-AM Tulare. 1-2. Outside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dave Scoden at the epicenter in Rancho, Cucamonga. Casey Chapman, our engineer at the KJUG Studios today. The Oaks are down 3-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Base is empty and 1 out for Rancho, Cucamonga. 2-2 pitch to Ryan Buddy. Chopped towards third, taken foul by Jeff Baker. We'll roll the ball to the Rancho Cucamonga third base dugout. Count remains 2-2 on Ryan Buddy. Visalia had the bases loaded in the top of this inning. They got a run, 2-2. There's a swing and a bouncer to third, taken by Baker. He'll throw to first, a little low, but caught a foot off the ground by Peck in time for the out. 2 down. Third baseman Adam Pavkovich, 0 for 3 with a pop out in foul territory to Baker at third. Pop out in fair territory to Baker at third. And a strikeout swinging in the 4th, 0 for 3 as we said. 3,016 the paid attendance today here at the epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. Pitch right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. And it seems like quite a few of the kids have hung around. We've seen them come in and out in mass at different times. As this one is grounded sharply to Tennant. Short, he fields it cleanly, throws to first. 3 steps ahead of Pavkovich. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Jeffrey Beckstead. Last chance for the Oaks coming up. Top of the 9th on the way. It's 3-2 Rancho Cucamonga on AM 1270.
Enjoy a beefy All-American quarter-pound burger smothered in savory seasoned mushroom, grilled onions, and melted Swiss cheese. Just like you remember. A&W. Love the food. Cherish the memories.
Enjoy the delicious taste of A&W with 2 locations in Visalia, 1 in Tulare, 2 in Hadford, and 1 in Exeter.
If you're happy with the fact that your truck looks just like Grandpa's, this isn't for you.
But if you want your truck to be tricked up and really cool, get your Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia. That's because Hardcore 4x4 can take that ordinary 4x4 truck, Jeep, or other off-road vehicle and turn it into something really cool. We're talking heavy-duty suspension kits, accessories, gears, and lift kits that'll have you looking over everyone else. Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension across from Lawrence Tractor Company. If you take your off-road fun seriously, Hardcore 4x4 on the East Mid Extension Visalia.
Hi, this is Mike O'Neill, and for many students, learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Through internships and job shadowing at businesses like your John Deere dealer, Lawrence Tractor, they learn the importance of education and career possibilities, such as maintenance and repairs on John Deere tractors, inventory control in the parts department, sales, and in public relations. School-to-career partners like Lawrence Tractor, they're dedicated to helping students understand their opportunities for tomorrow's career. To learn more about school-to-career, call the Tulare County Office of Education, 733-6101.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Singular Wireless and Visalia Porterville Hanford on AM 1270.
Top of the 9th inning, the Oaks will have 7, 8, and 9 coming up. And the scheduled hitters are Brian Berry, Kevin Reinking, and Hector Tennant. And we'll see how much that holds up. Berry is going to be the leadoff man this inning. He's 0 for 3, but his only hit of the year so far for the Oaks, a home run Tuesday night, 1 of 6 on the season. And that's all the Oaks need, down 3-2. Well, they need more than just one run, but for now, the absolute must is one run. And it's still Von Sturzbach. Closer who got the save on Tuesday night against the Oaks, came on and retired Ryan Spilborg to end the eighth inning and strand the bases loaded for the Oaks. First pitch to Berry misses outside for ball one. Activity has started again in the Oaks bullpen and in the Quakes pen. 1-0. A strike at the knees, leaving things at 1-1. And it's number 40 warming up in both instances. Rich Cartier, the right-hander for the Oaks, and a right-hander for the Quakes, Austin Bilkey. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Berry. Even if Sturzbach is to be the closer, Bilkey there in case he gets into some trouble. Well, Austin Bilkey's been the closer for most of the year. He's got 6 saves for the Quakes. 1-2, swing and a miss. Might not be needed if Sturzbach keeps throwing like that. Strikeout of Brian Berry, 1 down in the ninth. And instead of Kevin Reinking, we will have a pinch hitter. There is Chris Fallon. Chris Fallon played in the series opener on Tuesday at first base and went 0 for 3 with a walk. Fallon on the season with a .266 average. He's got 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Left-hander against Sturzbach, the right-hander. The pitch is inside for ball one. Reinking today, the catcher, was 0 for 3 with a ball hit back to the mound and 2 strikeouts. Chris Fallon with 7 doubles and a triple to go with his 3 home runs. Takes ball 2, so it's 2-0 with the lefty up. Right-handed hitting Hector Tena is on deck, and then after that it will be another left-handed batter, Jeff Salazar. There's a strike. 2-1. Looked for a moment as if Sturzbach was shying away from Fallon a little bit. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up foul on the left side. 2-2. Von Sturzbach certainly working quickly here in the top of the ninth. 3-2. The Oaks are down by 1. 1 out. Base is empty. Trying to avoid their 3rd loss in a row in a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Quakes. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and lined down the right field line, but foul. This will get up into that auxiliary section of bleachers down the line. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. 330 down each line here, and that ball, if it would have straightened out a little, probably wouldn't have gotten out of here, but would have been at least a double for Fallon. Instead it's 2-2 again, a pitch inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Fallon's been a pinch hitter a couple of times this year for the Oaks. I think he's 1 for 1 with a walk. There's called strike 3. Not perfect any longer. 2 straight strikeouts by Sturzbach to begin the ninth. And the last hope for the Oaks is going to be Hector Tena. Well, he struck out each of the first 2 hitters in different ways. Got in front of Berry. Fell behind Fallon. Either way, it worked out for Sturzbach. Tena is the only guy other than Brian Peck to have a hit today for Visalia. 1 of the 3 for the Oaks. Tena 1 for 2 with a single. A ground to second. He's also been hit by a pitch and takes a strike right there. It's 0-1. Oaks are down by 1, but right now they just need a base runner of some kind. They had 3 of them last inning. Left them all on. 0-1 pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Bilkey is ready to go in the left field pen. No sign that he is needed right here. 1-1 pitch. Curveball popped up. It's foul and will get out of play and into the seats on the first base side. Down to about 5 rows from the top and then over and out of the stadium. So it's 1-2 and the Oaks are down to the final strike. If Rancho Cucamonga does win this game, the Oaks will be 0-9 against the South this season. The 1-2, check swing. It was outside. Hector held up though, and that evens the count of 2-2. Anna regroups after that close call. Flexes his neck a little bit, stands back in. 2-2 from Sturzbach. Called strike 3 right down the middle, and that's the end of the game. Von Sturzbach strikes out the side in order in the ninth. The Oaks are swept by Rancho Cucamonga. 3-2 the final score today. Back with the Budweiser postgame show coming up next on AM 1270.
When it's time to buy or sell your home, get one out of the park with Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. They specialize in residential, HUD, and investment property. For all your real estate needs, there's only one place to go. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, located at 141 North K Street, Tulare. Call them today and see why everything they touch turns to sold. 688-1800. 688-1800. Ruben and Elizabeth Madrid, your Century 21 agent. Let the Visalia Oaks handle everything when it comes time to plan your company picnic, family reunion, or church outing. Schedule an all-you-can-eat barbecue on the Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Choose from tri-tip chicken, hot dogs, and hamburgers, and 6 side dishes, plus all-you-can-drink soda for an hour and a half. And don't forget the fun you'll have with a great view of the game. The Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC Barbecue Picnic Day. Call to reserve your date today. 625-0480. Visalia Buick Pontiac GMC is a proud member of the Graffiti Automotive family.
Oh, a heated discussion seems to have broken up between 2 baseball fans at Straight from Philly Steakhouse.
No. It's old number 5, the best ever.
Come on, Jeff. Number 32 is the best that's ever.
Boys aren't arguing who's the best baseball player of all time. They're discussing which is the best offering on the Straight from Philly Steakhouse menu. Whether the 32 Classic Cheesesteak Special or a Cheesesteak Hoagie, you'll find your favorite of all time, too. Authentic, flown-in from Philly ingredients and recipes guarantee you the real thing. Straight from Philly Steakhouse at 2520 South Mooney, across from Office Depot.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by Buckman Mitchell Insurance and Visalia on AM 1270.
Time for the Visalia Oaks Budweiser postgame show on AM 1270, featuring the Blitz Out of Town scoreboard and the Golden State College Golden Play of the Game, and a wrap-up of today's game, and a look forward to the next Oaks game. And again, here's Dave Skozin.
Well, it was a rough week in Rancho Cucamonga for the Oaks. We'll see if the week gets rougher or better as we head to Lancaster beginning tomorrow night. 3-2, Quakes win a close one today and complete a 3-game sweep. We'll be back to tell you all about it and much more coming up as the Budweiser postgame show continues next on AM 1270.
Getting home safe. Tonight is designated driver is my place. As the tails I see first. The designated driver is right for every season. When you're out to do, celebrate. Make sure a TT is doing a tailgate. When you're out to do, so celebrate. Make sure a TT is.
We all make a difference. Budweiser, and as your voice stainless dessert.
Located in the heart of downtown Visalia, experience all the luxuries the Radisson Visalia has to offer. From their award-winning lunch pasta bar to a great dinner, all of your favorites can be found at Bolo's Restaurant. The Radisson Visalia is pleased to be the official ski hotel of the Visalia Oaks. On your next trip to Visalia to see your Oaks play, stay at the Radisson downtown and be sure to ask about the friends and family rate. Call 559-636-1111 to make your reservation.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by the Sunhope Eye Institute in Tulare on AM 1270.
Welcome back to the Budweiser postgame show. Let's take our look at the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard for one final time today. We'll begin with the American League, where there are already 3 finals, and one of them was Detroit beating Oakland 3-1. Yankees took care of Anaheim 7-4, and it was Minnesota over Seattle 1-0. Top of the 8th inning, Baltimore leading at Chicago over the White Sox 1-0. And in the bottom of the sixth, Tampa Bay was in front of Texas 5-3. The other games later on, there's actually a game 2 in Chicago between the Orioles and the White Sox, and then Toronto hosts Boston at Skydome. In the National League, Milwaukee defeated Montreal 7-4. That's the only final at this point. They've had a game held up by rain at times in St. Louis. The Cardinals are trailing Atlanta at 6-4 now in the bottom of the seventh inning. Colorado in the first game of a doubleheader after a rain out last night, leading at home over Pittsburgh 4-1. That's in the bottom of the fourth. Bottom third at Dodger Stadium. The Cubs are in front 6-0. Bottom of the second in San Francisco. Philadelphia 3, the Giants 1. Games later on in the National League, Florida at Houston. The Mets are in Arizona, and Cincinnati visits San Diego. In the California League, there are 4 other games tonight, and all of them under the lights. San Jose is at Modesto, Lancaster at Lake Elsinore, High Desert at Inland Empire, and Stockton at Bakersfield. That's the Blitz Sports Bar out-of-town scoreboard for today. And coming up, we will recap the Oaks loss here in Rancho Cucamonga. We'll choose our Golden State College Golden Play of the game. And we will look ahead to tomorrow as a new 3-game series begins in Lancaster. That's all coming up as the Budweiser post-game show continues next on AM 1270.
Located in the heart of downtown Visalia, experience all the luxuries the Radisson Visalia has to offer. From their award-winning lunch pasta bar to a great dinner, all of your favorites can be found at Bolo's Restaurant. The Radisson Visalia is pleased to be the official key hotel of the Visalia Oaks. On your next trip to Visalia to see your Oaks play, stay at the Radisson downtown and be sure to ask about the friends and family rate. Call 559-636-1111 to make your reservations.
Get home safe. Tonight a designated driver is my place. As the tales are the universe, a designated driver is right for every season. When you're out to do some celebrate, make sure a DD is doing a damn okay. When you're out to do some celebrate, make sure a DD is.
We all make a difference. Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Visalia Oaks Baseball is brought to you by the Glass Shop in Visalia on AM 1270.
Welcome back to the Budweiser postgame show here in Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks fall to the Quakes 3-2. Let's tell you how it happened. And it looked like it was going to be another tight game. It was from the very beginning. Doug Johnson on the hill for the Oaks. He got through the first 2 innings, giving up a hit and a walk and had 1 strikeout. But then when he got to the third, here came the trouble, and it was the error at third base again, this time committed by Jeff Baker. B.J. Weed hit the ground ball, the leadoff man in the inning, and Baker fielded it cleanly but threw over to first a little low. Brian Peck couldn't handle the throw and rolled away, and Weed was safe at first. Big things start small. Reggie Willits then singles to right field, and that allowed Weed to move all the way over to third. Rancho Melgarejo followed with a ground ball to second base for the first out of the inning, but Weed scored on the play to make it 1-0. Eric Ibar then was hit by a pitch. He ended up stealing second base. Somewhere in there, Willits ended up over at third. David Gates then came up with a single to left field. An RBI to drive in Willits, and that made it 2-0, and that was close to all that the Quakes would end up needing in this game. Johnson then shut down Rancho Cucamonga in order in the fourth, but in the fifth with 1 out, he strikes out Rancho Melgarejo, but there's a wild pitch, goes to the backstop, past catcher Kevin Reinking. Melgarejo reaches base. Eric Ibar then grounds to third, moving Melgarejo to second. Melgarejo then steals third base. And David Gates is hit by a pitch. Greg Porter comes up next and hits a single to right field. And, of course, Melgarejo comes in to score, and that makes it 3-0 in favor of Rancho Cucamonga. But then, in the top of the sixth inning, the Oaks got a little bit of a ray of hope going. With 2 outs, Jeff Baker was hit by a pitch. At this point, 2 outs, top of the sixth inning, down 3-0. The Oaks had only 1 hit, and that was by Hector Tena in the third inning. But with Baker on at first base, Brian Peck came to the plate. Peck with a swing and a fly ball to right field. Going back is Melgareo to the warning track. He'll reach up, and he doesn't make the catch. It drops to the ground. Baker rounds third, heads for home. They'll score, and the Oaks finally get something to go their way. An RBI double for Brian Peck, and it's 3-1. And that is all the Oaks would get that inning as Sean Barker, the next pitch, flied out to left field. Oaks went in order in the 7th inning, but at least in the 7th, Steve Shell wasn't in the game. Shell, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a hit batsman for Rancho Cucamonga today. In the 8th inning, Visalia had another opportunity. Hector Tena was the leadoff man. He was hit by a pitch. Jeff Salazar walks, so there's 2 on with nobody out. KJ Hendricks lays down a bunt. It goes 10 or 15 feet up the third base line. Ryan Buddy, the catcher, picks it up and very alertly throws to third and gets the out. So they cut down the lead runner, Tena. There's no bunt sacrifice. There's still runners at first and second. Jeff Baker, the next man up, pops out to center field. And you're thinking, man, the Oaks might not get anything out of this. It was still 3-1. But then Brian Peck came through once again for the Oaks. Swung on, grounded through the left side for a base hit. Salazar rounds third. He's headed for home. The throw will be cut off, and it's 3-2. And that, unfortunately, is all the closer the Oaks would get. Sean Barker came up next, walked on 4 straight pitches. That loaded up the bases, but there were 2 out already, and then the closer, Von Sturzbach, was brought in right after that. Ryan Spilborg, who had struck out 3 times earlier in the game, sent a little dribbler out in front of the plate. They throw to first, the inning's over. Oaks go down 1-2-3 on 3 strikeouts in the 9th. So your final totals today for Visalia: 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. The Oaks somehow managed to strand 7 on base. For Rancho Cucamonga, 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. They also leave 7 on base. The winning pitcher is Steve Shell, very deserving today. With those 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run given up, he's 3-1 now. The loss goes to Doug Johnson. Tough luck day for him. He falls to 1-4 in the save to Von Sturzbach, his second in the series and second of the season since joining the Quakes a little over a week ago. The time of the game this afternoon and this morning, 2 hours and 46 minutes. The attendance, 3,016. Here at the Epicenter in Rancho Cucamonga. Time now to choose our Golden State College Golden Play of the game. This is the play that stands out above and beyond all others that were made by the Oaks. And most often this is a defensive situation, and you could probably point to the double play that ended the 7th and kept it a 2-run game when the Quakes looked like they were going to put together a 3-inning at 3 consecutive singles to start the 7th. They ended up sending only 4 to the plate, but I think you got to give it to Brian Peck. Just the 2 hits that he had out of the 3 for the Oaks total in the game, both providing RBIs. So, in essence, 2 Golden State College golden plays of the game, but to 1 golden player, and that today is Brian Peck. So he is the subject of our Golden State College golden play of the game. Discover your future in as little as 8 short months at Golden State College. Call 1-800-400-1005 for more information. That's 1-800-400-1005 for Golden State College. So, tomorrow we head to Lancaster, and the Jethawks finished off Lake Elsinore last night 17-0. So I know the Oaks are looking forward to making that trip up to a very windy stadium in Lancaster there to take on the second place team in the South. 6:30 p.m. is the first pitch for the Oaks. It's going to be right-hander John Ostahina on the hill, and we'll fill you in with the Lancaster pitching rotation when we get up to the hangar. The Radisson pregame show is going to start tomorrow night at 6:22 p.m. 6:30 tomorrow and Saturday for the first pitches, and 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Special thanks today to Casey Chapman, our engineer back at the K-Jug Studios, doing a great job with the highlights you just heard and engineering the entire game. Thank you to you for listening. I'm Dave Scosa. Once again, the final score today on Rancho Cucamonga. The Oaks are swept in the last of this 3-game series, 3-2. And Visalia falls to 14-20 on the season. We will speak with you tomorrow night on AM 1270.
Your valley, your music, your way. Classic Hit Country
AM 1270.